Hello everybody and welcome to the United Stand Watchalong. It feels like I've been away for a while. I think the last Watchalong we did was probably about a week ago, wasn't it, in the studio? So, massive game for Manchester United today, a must-win game for Manchester United today. We will win today because, to be honest with you, after two draws against Leicester and Burnley, a draw today is not a result. I mean, I don't think Burnley on the other day was a result we could walk away from and go, it was a good point, but you can't draw 3 games in a row because it's 3 points instead of 9, and against the opposition that we've been playing, it would not be good enough. So we need to win this game today. We will win this game today. I'm confident that we will do. We're awaiting the team news. It's going to be here with us in a little under 4 minutes time. For people who are interested in other Premier League games, Chelsea are winning 3-0, so they are now into second place. We need to win to go back above them. Liverpool are drawing with Leicester with 20 minutes to go, so I suspect that they will win that game, Liverpool. But we need to focus on ourselves. We need to win this game of football, and to be honest with you, I totally and utterly expect us to do so. Team news will obviously be very, very important, and as soon as we have that, we will feed it out. Anthony Martial is part of the squad. Got a funny feeling he might not start, though. We are playing Everton, and we're playing Everton on, I believe it's 48 hours time, which is just ridiculous turnaround. I think it is New Year's Day, isn't it? I'm pretty sure it is. Let me just have a double check. Last game of 2017 for United. Yeah, Premier League, Monday the 1st of January, Everton 5:30. So that's 48 hours, and can you really see that Martial's going to play in both of those games? Which game would you rather see him playing in? For me, that would probably be the Everton game, but we I don't know what I'm talking about that. We need to win today. We need to win today. Will we see any of the kids on the bench? Will we see Grimmett on the bench? Gomez on the bench? I think Mourinho could get a quick win by doing that, but I don't necessarily. I mean, not a quick win in the game, but you could get himself some real positive points for doing that, which would be good as well. But we await the team news, and I've got to say that look. When it's Rashford, Lingard, Lukaku, Mata as the front four, I don't feel as confident as when Martial's in it. And Southampton, for me, are not a bad side. They're having a bad season, but they're not a bad side. Wakaz says Happy New Year. Not quite, but Happy New Year if you're not going to be with us today. Let's end the year with a bang, says Beck Howell, and she means football totally there. There's no, there would not be any anything else meant by that. Let me just remind everybody, because I've signed up for this today. I didn't do it for the Ladbrokes one. I was really annoyed. We've got an offer with Coral. Link in the video description. £1 on Manchester United to win will win you £25 back. I've actually signed up and done it myself. Sign up. Takes a couple of minutes to do it. The offer that you're looking for is basically, once you've signed up, click football and it'll be there at the very top. Manchester United 25-1 to beat Southampton. Put £1 on it, you get £25 back. And also, to add to that, we are giving away 2 Manchester United shirts for people who sign up. Link in the video description. Not to everybody who signs up, but we normally get about 15 sign-ups. So 2 out of the 15 people who sign up will get a Manchester United shirt. I would say black, because it's the best one, but you might want to go boring grey or red. Link in the video description for that. You've got to get it done before kick-off, though. So you've got a bit of time to open up another browser and do that while we're talking. Martial should start, says Pankaj. Yes, I have signed up, and if any, I'll go through it again. It's very easy. You just sign up, fill your details in, and then you just need to click on the football section, and then it will be there at the very top. Manchester United offer 25-1. I'd like to win, because if we don't, we're in 4th, says Sonic the Hedgehog. Blunt, but to the point. We won't be 4th if we lose. We won't be 4th if we draw. We'll be 3rd. We've still got a bit of a gap on everybody else. Martial doesn't start, says Daniel. That's not been confirmed yet. We need 1,000 likes before kickoff, says Kwame. We do. We need to win today. I'm saying we will win. This could be early team news from Kieran Byrne. De Gea, Young, Lindelof, Jones, Shaw, Pogba, Matic, Mata, Lingard, Martial, Lukaku. If that's the team, very, very happy with it. And United lads, he says, I took a break from the United Stand. Disappointed with the direction the fan channel was moving. I'll give it a second chance, but Mark Goldbridge ought to open up about what's what with the United Stand. Well, very interesting comment that I've just read there, United lads. I'll keep an eye out for your second comment, because I don't know what direction you're on about, and would love to be open about it, because we're always open about stuff. But yeah, not your normal sort of comment to be read on a stream. But we'll await the second one with bated breath. But we're awaiting the team news at the moment. It should be out any second. And as soon as we've got it, I'm hoping it's Kieran Burns. People want me to talk about Mahrez and Bale, but Mark Hughes bending over at the bridge, says Fionn Curtin. Yeah, well, he loves Chelsea, doesn't he? We're playing them in a couple of weeks. You can guarantee they'll be up for that. We could be the game that get Mark Hughes sacked. How great would that be? Would absolutely love that to be the case. Kickoff is at 5:30, so we're about 59 minutes away. Still Leicester 1, Liverpool 1. Mickey starts. No, said somebody else. Here is the team news then. It's not the team that Kieran said, unfortunately. No Martial, no Rashford. Oh dear. De Gea, Young, Lindelof, Jones, Shaw, Matic, Pogba, Mata, Lingard, Mkhitaryan, Lukaku. Whew. I hope it works. I hope it works because we need to win, and I believe we will win. But the bench is Blind, Rojo, Twansibi, Herrera, Martial and Rashford. It's funny how McTominay's not part of things at the moment, isn't it? But I suppose that's probably because we're a little bit short for centre-backs. But no Martial. Martial on the bench and Mkhitaryan starts. And I think that is probably a little bit of an eye on Everton. Because you've got to be careful, haven't you, about that Everton game. And I don't know. Look, no Mickey or Zlatan, that's good though. Mickey is starting Abel Abs. I don't know what you're on about there, mate. Mkhitaryan's in the team. Zlatan's not even on the bench. Mkhitaryan is starting with Lukaku, Lingard, Mata, Pogba, Matic, Shaw, Jones, Lindelof, Young. Good to see Luke Shaw starting again. I think everybody would agree with that. Good to see Luke Shaw starting again. But no Martial in the lineup. No Zlatan in the team at all. And we do see Martial on the bench with Rashford. I mean, you normally see one or the other of those two playing, don't you? But neither starts. And yeah, quite interesting. Quite interesting. I mean, I think it'll be a tougher game. I think it will be a tougher game than normal. Because Southampton need results, as do Manchester United. But Mkhitaryan. I mean, I personally have to be honest and say that I think Mkhitaryan. Kevin Lopez says, "Hi Mark, this is my first watch along and I've subbed. Welcome to the channel, pal. If you are new, we're closing in on 168,000 subscribers, so do subscribe and get involved." But Puma81 says, "Now it's 100% draw." Look, good attacking team, says Mike. Where's Bayi, Mark, says Ermum. Where have you been, Ermum? He's been injured for months. Salah is quality. I presume Liverpool are back winning again. Yeah. That man again, Salah. Goes from bad to worse for Mourinho, doesn't it? Because he got rid of him. 4-0 to Chelsea. The only positive is Luke Shaw starts again. Liverpool have scored. Faizan, it's 2-1 and it's Salah again. What's your thoughts on Van Dijk to Liverpool, says Satinder? I'll touch on that in a little bit later. Already down to 10 men, says Pima.81. Do we need... Mickey was better lately, says Mike. I've got to be honest about the Mkhitaryan thing. The Mkhitaryan thing for me is he's finished at Manchester United. And the reason he's finished at Manchester United is he cannot be trusted. I think in a game like this he'll probably play quite well, but it's not these sort of games there where we need him. We need him to be able to turn up against Liverpool away, and he bottled it. And that for me is why we must sell Mkhitaryan. Now, whether we're playing him today because we have nobody else, or whether we're playing him today because Mourinho feels that he does have a future at Manchester United, I've got to be totally honest and say I don't think he does. I don't think he has a future at Manchester United. I think he's finished. And him playing against Southampton today at home in front of a home crowd where there will be some space for him is, I think he's had nearly 2 years at the club now. He's had the tests in the games where we needed him to step up, and he let us down. I've been wrong in the past. I'm sure you all have. We might be wrong on this, but I don't think we will be. I think he's finished at Manchester United, and I'll be very surprised if he manages to turn it around. Martial and Rashford are on the bench. I'm just putting them on there. There's somebody else to go on the bench as well, but I just want to get the team news up for you. Along the bottom there, so it's De Gea in goal, Ashley Young at right back, Lindelof and Jones centre backs, Luke Shaw left back, Matic and Pogba, Lingard at number 10, Mata on the right, Mkhitaryan on the left, and Lukaku up front. And we just had a contribution there from Sebastian United. What a first name that is, and a second name. Thanks for the contribution. He says, "Hi Mark, feeling confident today. Score predictions. I'm going 2-0 to United. I'm very confident we're going to win today. Despite that we haven't got Lukaku playing and Martial playing, but I think we're probably keeping him back for Everton, which we can't moan about too much, as Anthony Martial says. Where Everton away is probably the tougher game. It's in 48 hours time, so you've got to be a little bit clever about how you do that. Andrew Ellis with something positive to say. I listen when Andrew speaks because he's very anti-Mourinho, but he says Mkhitaryan can turn it round. Well, I hope you're right, Andrew. I hope you're right. Jared says Mickey is another square peg. We need to fit in a round hole. Ain't happening. Well, we're going to talk a little bit about Mourinho's comments from last night, because I've just done a video an hour ago on my channel, the Mark Goldbridge channel, where I can really let rip, and I did let rip. I swore and had an absolute rant about Manchester United's board and what Mourinho said yesterday. I can't do that on here because the United stand, we have to keep it professional. I mean, we're opinionated, but we will keep it professional, and I'm not really here to impose my views on you. So if you want to see what my views about that, you can watch that later on the Mark Goldbridge channel if you haven't subscribed. But I will be talking a little bit about it anyway to get your thoughts in a few minutes' time. Loving the super chats, says Snaps, keep them up. We've had another one from Shivam Taboni. He says, if we don't win this, we will be in a battle for the top four. We need to maintain this brief space from Liverpool, Chelsea and Arsenal. Very good comment. And Connor Randant has made a contribution as well. He says, to be fair, Mickey's on the left, which could be good. I prefer Mkhitaryan as a number 10. That's the thing. I prefer Mkhitaryan as a number 10. I think on the wing he's wasted. But Ibrahim says, news on Malcolm. Well, we'll talk about that as well. At least Twansibi is part of the squad, says Shayor. You know what? Gribbin, Gomez, they were part of the first team squad. I would have had him on the bench today. I thought it was a really quick win for Mourinho today to put one of the real youngsters on the bench and maybe give him 10 minutes. But no, he didn't do it. 2-2 will be shocking again, says Abel Abs. We're going to win. We're going to win. Durrani says Vardy, FFS. I presume he's just missed a chance. And Mkhitaryan is number 10, Mark, says Jake Bullman. I don't think he will be. I think he'll be out on the wing. Why would... I mean, that would be stupid in itself. To move Lingard from the number 10 position, where he played really well, would be stupid in itself. Kieran Burns says extremely worrying lineup, and Anthony Lomax has just subscribed to the Mark Goldbridge channel. I think you're going to enjoy it, Anthony. Very raw. I just got off my phone a lot of the times, but we can't all have the glamour of the United stand graphics that Drawty provides. So it's raw stuff on there. And it's raw opinion as well. Mickey will have to play the game of his life to get in Mourinho's good books again, says Connor C. And Mark, do you think Mourinho constantly playing the victim is making us look weak? He shouldn't be talking about other clubs this much. Ryan Unsworth, you've pulled me in. I'm just going to give you a very, very quick statement on what Mourinho said yesterday. So Mourinho said yesterday he expects to bring 2 or 3 players in before next season, but 2 or 3 players would go. Manchester United can't go and spend big money because they're a business. Manchester City aren't. And Manchester United will have to improve gradually with 2 players out, 2 players in, and gradually improve it because we're a business that can't go around spending money. I hate that comment. I hated what Mourinho said yesterday. Of course, he's got to be very careful because he's employed by these people, and if he said what we say, then he'd be in a lot of trouble. But Manchester United were number 1 on Forbes' rich list this week as the most valuable club in world football. Manchester United are not a club that can't spend money. We don't spend money because our owners don't want us to spend money, because they want to take the money out of the club and have it in their pockets as profit. Manchester United could spend more money than Manchester City if they wanted to. We don't spend money because we're owned by businessmen who aren't Manchester United fans, who want to take money out of our club. Manchester United are the richest club in the world. We are top of the Forbes richest list because us, the fans, put the money into the club through shirt sales, through Sky subscriptions, through everything bloody else. We put the money into the club. It's not oil, it's fan money. We've got the biggest fan base in the world. We should be able to spend whatever bloody money we want to. It should not be about a business. It should not be about shareholders. It should not be about profit going to the owners. It should be about Manchester United being the best club on the pitch in the world. And we would be if we had owners who were Manchester United fans and wanted us to be the number 1. Unfortunately, we're owned by people who aren't Manchester United fans, who got a golden ticket, who were allowed to buy us on debt, and now they just take money out, our money out every single year, and will only give so much money to the manager when it needs a hell of a lot more. That is Manchester United's problem. So I don't agree with Jose Mourinho when he says Manchester United can't do this. What he's actually saying is Manchester United won't do this because our owners don't want us to. And that is where we're at. I don't know whether people disagree with that. Give us your thoughts. Mark, do you think... Okay, I've read that one. This is what you call a rant, people, says Chad. I didn't mean to go into a rant there. I'm sure that'll probably end up as a being pulled off and put on upon. Oh, that's what she said. That'll end up on Twitter or something like that, because it was quite well put together and eloquent, put across without swearing. But that is the truth. I didn't like what Mourinho said yesterday, because I think it was said to pull us in as fans, and I nearly fell into the trap as well. I was like, you know, Jose, he's speaking a lot of sense there. We can't compete with Manchester City. And then when actually, I thought, what an idiot. What an idiot. Not Mourinho, me. Why am I falling for that nonsense? Of course we can compete with them. We're the richest club in the world. We've got more money than anybody, and it all comes from the fans. It should be going back out. We should be able to buy whoever we bloody well like. But we don't. I don't think the Glazers are a definition of scum, Mr. GTS. I think they're just businessmen. I mean, they're not Manchester United fans. They are businessmen. And they must go to sleep with a big grin on their face every single night. You know what? It actually should be the other way round. When you look at it, Manchester City and the way they spend should be us, and Manchester United should be Man City, because, or you know, businessmen owners who buy the club off oil and then take the profit out. That's exactly what you'd expect Man City to do. Manchester United, funded but billions each year by the fans, go and buy all the players that they want. That's the thing. It's perverse. It's the wrong way around. Businessman comes into Man City and says, just go and buy what you like. Fans fund Manchester United. A businessman owner says, I'll have all that. So it's arse about face, but it is run. It is running. Let's see what you lot have got to say anyway. Fat E says we are a business now like Arsenal. Top 4 is good enough for the sponsors. You're not the first person to say that. Liverpool and Chelsea, City will defo get to top 4. It's Spurs, Arsenal and us for top 4, says Hursty MUFC 85. Malcolm has a wonder of a left foot. And Salah, De Bruyne, okay, that one's on about. I often wonder if McManus and Magnia sold United to the Glazers out of spite, says Dina Gold. Historical politics around Manchester United's ownership, I know where you're on about. And Ibrahim Hansrot has just subbed to the channel. Great channel. Welcome to the channel, Ibrahim. Welcome everybody who is new today. Make sure you do subscribe. We're closing in on 168,000. We also want 100 likes, 1,000 likes on the video, because it's superstition and we need to win. A lot of people talking about rumours about signings. I mean, I couldn't find it this morning when I was looking for it, but I'm pretty sure Mourinho said there won't be any signings in January yesterday, but I couldn't find it, so maybe I dreamt it, and hopefully I did. Eric Roberts says it hurts, Mark. It really does. It does hurt that we have so much money and it comes from the fans and it's not allowed to be spent, but it's interesting to see what's going to happen. Malcolm hasn't signed for Manchester United yet. I know that it's building up a little bit. A lot of people supporting Leicester at the moment, but as I understand it, it's still 2-1 to Liverpool. So I don't think Leicester are going to get anything out of that game, unfortunately. I mean, to be honest, I think Liverpool are probably a little bit unlucky. What am I talking about playing Liverpool for? I mean, you know, Liverpool. The thing about Liverpool is, I mean, talk about Manchester United. They've got Van Dijk. They're rubbish at the back, so they're going to improve there. And on top of that, they've got bloody Goretzka. They've got Goretzka. Goretzka's going to sign for Liverpool for free. What Manchester United moan about spending money, and there's players out there for free. I mean, that's what winds me up the most, is that there's, you know, we can talk about spending money, and I think we do need to spend money, but there are players out there who are free in the summer, or even, you know, we could get Ozil, Goretzka, Ross Barkley, Alexis Sanchez, all for under 10 million, just in wages, because they're free. So this is the thing about this spending money thing. It's a nonsense. There are players out there who are free. Shall we start a GoFundMe and buy number 10, says Fat E. Look, maybe before worrying about competing with City, Mourinho should try beating Huddersfield or Burnley, says Matthew Parslow. And Everton will make it into the top 4, says Gary. Not this season, they won't. Can Dybala be true, says Godwin? I would say not. And I would also say, with Mkhitaryan starting this game today, he needs to have the game of his life tonight. He really does. Because I think he's finished. But, you know, Southampton, they got 5 goals put past them the other night by Spurs. So United do need to turn up and produce something today. Mark, we need to put pressure on the Glazers to spend, says Christopher White. Oh my God. No. We can't put any pressure on them at all. And Mourinho confirmed we aren't signing anyone in January, says H Gaming. Yeah, I thought that as well. I did think that as well, but I can't find where that quote was. Andrew White's just subscribed. Welcome to the channel, Andrew. United Stand, if you are new, just a bit of a shout out for it. It's all about the community, really. As you can see with the live comments, we've got a really vibrant community. Fantastic. You'll love the channel simply for that. We're live every single night at 8 o'clock. Sunday night live, Monday night Skype show where you can call in. From Monday, January the 1st, we've also got 7 AM every day all the way through January, Transfer Daily going up. We'll be reacting to any transfer news, fingers crossed if there is any. So subscribe, get involved. You're not going to regret it. It's a fantastic community. And make sure you get your notifications on as well. And like the video. We need 1,000 likes. Manix XSJ has made a contribution. Thanks for that. He says, the board look like they want United to fail. As long as they're in charge, we can forget about success. I want a fan-run club. Yo, you know what? If the Glazers decided to sell the club, I would be as vocal. I would try anything this community wanted us to do. I would speak to other Manchester United communities, and I would be all for, you know, let's all chuck a tenner in and try and buy the club for the fans. How that would work, though, realistically, how could you have a fan-run club? Because I don't want Mahrez. You lot do, you know, and that's the problem. I think the ideal thing for Manchester United is not to be run by the fans. Is to be, if it was run by the fans, you have an elected board who make the decisions, but that is difficult. The ideal situation is a Manchester United billionaire buys the club, a fan who, you know, people who love the club buy the club, appoint somebody like Mourinho and give him the tools to do the job, and we as fans just sit back and see what should happen at the club. That's what we would like to see. Swansea are winning, says Finn. Oh, I didn't have them in my accumulator, unfortunately. And why are Martial and Rashford on the bench as telepathic entity? Because Bournemouth have scored in the 90th minute as well. I had that game as a 1-1. Because we're playing Everton in 2 days' time. In 48 hours, we're playing Everton. It's a ridiculous turnaround. So we do need those players for that game. JK48, who would you prefer, Mahrez or Malcolm? For me, Malcolm. Liverpool have won. It's not 2-2. Do you think United will put in Fellaini with Mkhitaryan into Juventus? Don't know. Chelsea 7-0? Surely not. Surely not. It's 5-0. Unfortunately, it looks like Mark Hughes is going to get the sack before we get to play them. I want to be the one who sacks him, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. Bloody Watford. They've gone rubbish lately. Rubbish. Oh well. Manchester United need to win. Yeah, some of the older players could get the club together. Class of 92. They won't have that sort of money, though. What are you drinking, Mark? I'm on the whiskey a little bit. I've got a bit of a cold. Hopefully we humiliate Stoke and Hughes gets sacked, says Fionn Curtin. Roma Dude Scholesy, thank you. He says, Mark, Mourinho stated there won't be any signings in January in his press conference, and also BBC Sports reported it. I didn't mention that in my Mark Goldbridge video earlier because I couldn't find it, but I knew it had been said somewhere. That is disgusting in itself. Absolutely disgusting. Happy birthday, Michael. Glazers come down. We'll speak to them, says Hamim. We need someone with experience. Watford have had so many injuries, says Leon Perkins. And happy birthday to Michael, says Mad Marcus. Sandro and Leo. Yeah, okay, we read about that. So team news is in. It's going on the bottom of the screen for you now. I just want to check who's on the bench. So De Gea in goal, Young, Lindelof, Jones and Shaw. Decent back four. Matic and Pogba. I still think on its day that's the best midfield two in the league. Mata, Lingard, Mkhitaryan and Lukaku are the ones that worry me the most. But, hopefully we can create some chances today. We need to win it today, don't we? And then on the bench, you've got Romero, Blind, Rojo, Twansibi, Herrera, Martial and Rashford. No Zlatan involved today. It makes you wonder why. I mean, I did say it a couple of weeks ago, didn't I? Zlatan is just not fit. Why have we even been playing him? I think that's just borne out by the fact that he's not playing today, isn't it? He's just not fit. Not fit at all. I don't know what has been going on with him, but he's clearly not fit and he's not in the squad. So there you go. You've got team news going along the bottom of the screen for you now. Come back to there. Has Jose learnt the hard way? 3-5-2 was and is the way to go. Well, we're still not playing that. Too much Deadwood, says Hamim. Come off, Mickey. Have a good game. Mourinho will leave it. There's no spending. If we don't sign anybody in January, I'm going to be massively, massively disappointed. I've got to be honest with you. Really disappointed. And do we need a director of football, says Ibrahim? Probably. Adam Evans says best midfield in the Premier League. Are you joking? What's a better midfield two than Pogba and Matic? A genuine question. What's a better midfield than those two? Obviously, Man City have got a better attacking four. I don't think they've got a better midfield two. Liverpool certainly haven't. Arsenal certainly haven't. And Chelsea haven't. So, I think people get quite literal, don't they? Because, well, you're not top of the league. You can't have the best midfield too. Well, we could have the best right back in the league. We could have the best left back in the league. Doesn't mean you have to be top of the league. I don't think there's a better midfield two than Pogba and Matic in the Premier League. If you do, let me know who that is and I will ridicule you. Get on to it. Joe O'Sullivan, is the cat in the background real? Yes. I would love Shane Crossley. I agree. I think we need two in the summer. I've got to come back to this. Link in the video description for Coral. Get yourself signed up. You can win one of 2 Manchester United shirts that we are giving away to anybody who signs up through the link in the video description. However, I've signed up myself today because I missed the Ladbrokes one and I wanted in on this. A £1 bet on Manchester United to beat Southampton will give you £25 back. The link is in the video description. Click the link, get yourself signed up, fill your details in, and then when you've done that, click football on the left-hand side, and you'll see in the middle at the top, the offer is there. Manchester United, £1 bet, 25 quid back. I've signed up, very easy to do. And also, the great thing is, if you do sign up through that link in the video description, you will go in the draw to win a Manchester United shirt. Sorry, 2. We've got 2. We did it a couple of weeks ago with the Ladbrokes offer. Ian Byrne won it. He's been in contact. He's chosen the black one, and that's sorted out. We've got 2. I did say 1, didn't I? We've got 2 because we were meant to do it last week, but there was a problem with their website. So we've done it this week. Roll over, 2 shirts to give away. Normally get about 15 people signing up. So if you do sign up, you've got 2 chances out of 15 to win, which is quite good. Quite good. So link in the video description. Get yourself signed up and make sure you put that bet on. Manchester United will win today. I'm 100% confident. I don't think it's going to be straightforward. I'm not going to tell you we're going to win 4 or 5-0 because that's not going to happen. We will win though. I'm 100% convinced we'll win, and I'm on that bet as well. The cat's name is Coco, Sandeep, you're right. And my tip would be, no. Cheeky get. Somebody just said, so you've signed up so you can win the shirt. Look, if I announce my name winning the shirt, I think there's going to be problems. I will not win the shirt. I don't. For one, I'm a tracksuit man. I don't buy Manchester United shirts anymore. And for 2, we're not corrupt on the United stand, so yeah, I will not be allocating the shirt to myself just because I've signed up. It will be for 2 of you lots, and I would suggest you go for the black one. But if you've already got the black one, maybe you get the red one. Don't go boring grey. I never want them to do a grey kit again. Manix SJ has contributed again. Thanks for that. He says your watch along is what I look forward to every weekend. Lots of love from your second home in Dublin. Thanks, Manix. And you know what? We are approaching the end of the year, so I just want to say 2018 may not be a Premier League winning year for Manchester United. In fact, it's probably not going to be. Hopefully, it could be a Champions League winning year or even an FA Cup. An FA Cup would be nice. But we will be in Dublin, probably at the end of May or start of June. We're coming over to Dublin for a night out. I've got to sort the pub out. I did used to live there for 3 years, but the details will be coming in the new year where we're going to do that. It will be, I don't know whether to do a Friday night or a Thursday night. It might be a Thursday night. But I'll let you know the details for that. It's going to be in Dublin. It's going to be a United Stand get-together. Goldbridge goes back, and yeah, it's going to be a good night. So that's coming up in the new year as well. But I'll obviously give you lots of notice in case people want to go over there. But mainly, obviously, I'm sure there'll be a lot of Irish people. Beck Howell says the grey shirt is lit. Hi Mark, do you think Jose is trying to get Mickey back in form because he knows he won't get any number 10s in January? That's from DSG RSD. I think it's a great point. I think it's a really good point, and it's probably very, very true. Sad state of affairs, but it just shows you how the mighty have fallen. But I agree with you. I think that's true. You know, he's having to make do. I mean, the great point, and I am repeating myself slightly on this one sentence because I did say it before on my video, that, look, Mourinho said this and he was spot on. I mean, it's the sort of thing we'd come out with, and I love the fact that Mourinho speaks like fans, because he said, look, Pep Guardiola inherited the England national goalkeeper. Didn't like him, got rid of him. So he went and bought the Barcelona goalkeeper. Didn't like him, got rid of him. And on the third time lucky, he now likes Edison. So he's had 3 goalkeepers in the space of 18 months. He inherits Zabaleta and Kolarov, who, to be honest, are good Premier League fullbacks. Yes, they're on the decline. They're in their 30s, but they're decent. Gets rid of both of those, brings in 3 fullbacks. Danilo from Real Madrid, Kyle Walker and Mendy. That's just fullbacks. That's what Guardiola can do. Mourinho can't do that. Mourinho basically gets money to replace people who are leaving the club or past it. Mourinho's not allowed to say, you know what, Herrera's not good enough. I want to get somebody better than that. They'd be like, no, well, you've got to get rid of Herrera first, and you're only having somebody of the same sort of value. That's how United work, and that's what Mourinho was given as the big hint about yesterday. Whereas Guardiola can be like, no, don't like that. Oh, I know you bought it me, but I don't like it. I want somebody else now. And that is obviously a very, very powerful thing. A very, very powerful thing. Smash the likes and subscribe, says Iris XHD. Yes, we want 1,000 likes before kickoff, which is coming up in just over half an hour. Verb plural. Mark wants us to be a club that buys the title. Pure Jose fan nonsense. I've explained this so many times. I mean, I still find it funny that people think they can put stuff in the comments and think I'm going to react to it. The only thing that I react to is things that irritate me in relation to Manchester United. You can't irritate me with your comments, but I will answer that one. And look, I've said this so many times. I want Manchester United to spend money. About a year ago, I said I don't want Manchester United to be a club that spends money. But the reality is Manchester United need to spend money because the youth's not ready. So we can't use the youth. That's not a solution. And even if you want to use the youth, I'm old enough to remember that the class of '92 were the best youth I've ever seen come through in the club, and there was 5 of them. And the reason they were successful was not because of their talent. It's because they had 2 or 3 leaders around them, genuine world-class leaders in Keane, Schmeichel, and Cantona to nurture them. So even if we had the class of '92 again, they wouldn't be as successful as they were when they came through the first time, because we haven't got any leaders to nurture them. So that's a problem, but we haven't got any youth ready anyway. The squad we've got is crap. It's not a title-winning squad. Daley Blind, Fellaini, Lingard, whoever you want to name, these aren't players who get anywhere near a team that's going to win the title. So we can't win the title with the squad. We can't win the title with the youth. Manchester United should always be trying to win a title. What's the other option? The third option is money. So you could either sit there and go, I don't want us to spend any money. Well, enjoy battling for 6th. Or you can accept that we actually do need to spend a lot more money on this squad. You can definitely analyse why we need to look at spending money on this club. And that's because of mistakes of the past. Certainly Van Gaal I look at with big eyes. The spendings, the signings, the tactics, the infrastructure really set us back. And obviously Moyes as well. But we are where we are, and the situation we are in is, I believe, we need another 300 to 400 million pounds spending on this squad, and a few players that need to go out the door to be even close to challenging for a title, and that's the situation. So you can say, oh, Mark just wants us to spend money, but the reality is, if you've got a better answer, I'd love to hear it, because I don't think there is one. We haven't got the youth, and the squad's not good enough, so the only other option is to spend. Rahul Matthew, can we ever play Pogba at number 10? Ander and Matic as CDM. Well, we could do, Rahul. I don't think we will do it. I mean, Herrera's been pretty poor this season, and I'm a big fan of his. Mike Ward's made a contribution. City will always be in our shadow, even if they win the league. Very good comment, Mike. Very, very good comment. I mean, Manchester City are Bolton Wanderers with oil. We all know that. But what we also know is that Manchester City are on an unprecedented run. They've won every game bar one. They're breaking records all over the place. They've got the title won by Christmas. And every single day, the press, the news, the headlines is Manchester United, Mourinho. Manchester United are after this. Hated, adored, never ignored, and always the #1 club in England, even if we're not top of the league. And that's a fact. And that winds City up because, you know, they haven't got many fans, but they do get wound up by that because they're having a ridiculously good season, but no one's talking about it really. It's always Manchester United. Liverpool have won 2-1, which puts them within 2 points of us. We've got to win today. I don't want that scum anywhere near us. You know what? I'm ready for a rant if we don't win today. We've got to win. In relation to the Southampton 11, McCarthy in goal, Yoshida, Holt, McQueen and Stevens is the back four. Romu, Hojberg, Ward-Prowse, Tadic, Boufal and then Shane Long up front. We should be beating them at Old Trafford. They're going to play deep and we need to use the likes of Mkhitaryan and Mata and Lingard intricately and create some chances. Lukaku needs chances. I think that's the bottom line, isn't it? Subscribe to the channel if you're new, everybody. We are nearly at 168,000 subscribers. We should hit that today. Hologram in the bottom right hand corner. Subscribe if you're new. Fantastic community. We're live every day, mostly at 8 o'clock. And Rodney Cyrus says, Mark, you've got a cold and I've got man flu. Stuck in a hotel room by the coast. I felt rubbish the last couple of days, Rodney. I hope you're better. I mean, it's New Year's Eve tomorrow and I've got to go out and have it. So I'm hoping to feel a bit better. But I'm on the whiskey and... Faison says, "Way, I love it." Faison says, "Oh, I love it." Sorry, I've got to read this out. Faison Chowdhury says, "That's a disgrace comparing Bolton to City. Bolton Wanderers with oil. That's Man City for you. Back of the net. We've lured one in. Throw the rod in and pull in the guppy fish." Looks like Dybala wants to come, says Adshab. I don't know where that's from. Get yourself better, Rodney. Anyway, Rodney will be joining me for the Watchalong, I think, next Friday night. Derby in the FA Cup. I'd love to win the FA Cup. Becomes very interesting now. We need to win the FA Cup. Horrible to think about, but do you agree that Lingard is turning out to be one of our best finishers? Says Western Sevilla. You know what? At the moment, Jesse Lingard's very important to Manchester United. I spoke about this last night because a lot of people will know that I don't think Jesse Lingard should be anywhere near a starting Manchester United side. But I have high expectations and I judge a Manchester United 11 on a team that should be winning the Premier League. At the moment, we're not going to win the Premier League. And at the moment, we've got a few injuries. And at the moment, we're really struggling. I mean, Jesse Lingard, if you'd said to me in the summer, Jesse Lingard's going to be our number 10, I probably would have sat and cried for a few minutes. But at the moment, there isn't anybody better. Jesse Lingard doesn't get in a Liverpool team. He doesn't get in an Arsenal team, a Spurs team, a Chelsea team, or a Manchester City team. He does get in a Man United team. That's the problem in itself. Lingard should be on the bench. But in a game like this at the moment where he's in form, he's very, very important. And that's what squad players are all about. You can't pick your first team all the time. And Jesse Lingard, for me, is a bench player. And at the moment, he's playing because there's drop in form. We haven't got the right sort of players. So I haven't got a problem with Lingard playing. But if anyone wants to come on and say Lingard's the answer to our number 10 problems, then you need to get yourself down the doctors on Tuesday after New Year and get yourself some medication because no, Jesse Lingard is not a top 6 player. He's a bench player, but at the moment he's very, very important. James Kidman says he should have purchased Kane instead of Lukaku. I sort of defended Lukaku in the summer and said there wasn't much between them, but there is. Harry Kane's really kicked on this year and Lukaku, after a good start, hasn't, but he can come back again. Andre Gomez from Barcelona is a player I would avoid. We were linked to him before he signed Barcelona and I did quite like him, but for me he's not the sort of player that he's flopped badly at Barcelona, and I don't like those sort of signings. They either come to United when you want them, but getting them is a flop. Chris Felvick, I don't know whether you're being sarcastic here, but he says Lingard's 24, still a young lad, give him a chance. I think he's 25 now. I think he's 25. Let me have a check. Swansea beat Watford 2-1. They bloody hell, they equalised late and then they won it. Newcastle, Brighton 0-0, Huddersfield, Burnley 0-0. I think I had that as a draw. I tell you what, standard in the Premier League this year is dreadful, absolutely dreadful. Below the top 5, it's really dreadful. I think the top 5 should be beating everybody. He's 25, Lingard. He's not 24. I told you, he was 25 in December. So he's in his prime. Shoot Neutrality says he's 25. Marcus, we are waiting on you, mates, wherever you are. You can come on and join us. Theon says he's 18 and got lots of potential. I think some people still do think that. We are in third place at the moment, says Naresh. Chelsea 45 points, we're on 43. Of more concern for me, Liverpool are only 2 points behind us, which means Arsenal could be only 2 points behind us. I'm fearful that we can get pulled into that top 4 battle, which could put us into 6th very, very quickly. You know, I've been talking about the progression under Mourinho, which has always been very obvious. But we did finish 6th last year, and you could go from 2nd to 6th very quickly with a couple of bad results. And let's not forget, if we don't win today, Everton away on Monday, you know, you could see that being a draw. We could be, you know, by Monday night or Tuesday, when everyone else has played, we could be 5th. I don't know whether we could be 5th, but you know what I mean. We could be in a bit of bother, so we need to win. We will win. We'll win today. I'm confident about it. Marcus, can you hear me?
Hi, mate. How you doing?
Good, thanks. Good Christmas.
Lovely. You?
Yeah, good. Suffering a bit now. Got a bit of a cold, but
so I see. Yeah.
I'm hoping to get it cleared for New Year. But
you're on the hard stuff today. Yeah.
I'm sipping on the whiskey. Thoughts on the team? Mkhitaryan in?
I'm a bit surprised by it actually, but you know, his form's not been very, very good. So yeah, I can sort of see it why he's doing it, because I think we're playing again New Year's Day, aren't we? Away to Everton. So I can see why he's done it, but I think dropping Martial or Rashford to make way for Mkhitaryan is a bit of a surprise for me, considering, like I say, that the form that he's been in. So, but Lingard, I think Lingard at the minute is absolutely undroppable. It took him to come off the bench in the last game and get us a point. So yeah, I think he scored the 3rd goal against Arsenal, didn't he, to seal the points for us in that match. So yeah, I think Lingard is warranting his place in the squad, mate. Definitely.
Yeah, Lingard definitely. Mkhitaryan, I'm not. You know, we've got a game in 48 hours' time. I think you've got to use the wider squad. And I mean, to be honest with you, I know this is going to sound really controversial, but I would have rather seen Gribben or Gomez play than Mkhitaryan. I feel Mkhitaryan's had his chances and he should be out of the club. But Mourinho will always go for experience over youth. We know that. I said it when we got him, and I'm a big Mourinho fan, and he always will go for experience over youth. But I think there was an opportunity there to get the crowd really excited. I've not got lipstick on. I've got a bit of a cold, and that's led to my lips being a bit dry and chapped. So yeah, they're quite painful actually. So it's definitely not lipstick.
Can I just point out, Mark, that you've missed Daley Blind off the suspension?
It's going across in front of me now.
Yeah.
So subs Romero, Rojo, Twansibi,
right, okay. There he is.
Herrera,
yeah.
Martial. Right. I had missed him off, granted, but he's been added at the end, which would normally be a striker. But Blind is on there. He's on the bench. Okay. This is a must-win for us, says Chrisia Prince. You can never trust this team. They can bottle. Hope we can win. Good point. I mean, I'm very confident we're going to win, Marcus, because I can't contemplate not. You know, if we don't win, we second place is gone, and Liverpool are within touching distance of us. I don't know how that's happened. Well, I do. It's the last couple of games, isn't it? You confident we're going to win today?
I've got to be honest. No, I'm not. I'm not confident. I think we're going to drop points again. Nothing would please me more than to get 3 points, because obviously now we've dropped down into 3rd with Chelsea absolutely battering Stoke. But I just think, going by the form and how we, the Christmas period is usually not a good time for United. We usually don't kick into gear until the beginning of the following year. But I think there's a slight chance of a 2-2 draw. But I do hope that we win. And my score prediction for a win would be 3-1.
Yeah, I'm going 2-0. I think we can win it, and I think we have to win it. I don't think it's going to be comfortable. I'd love us to beat them 3 or 4-0, but I don't think it's going to be like that. I think it's going to be quite painful, creating chances. But I think we will. I think we will win it. And comfortable, yeah, maybe not, but I do think we will win.
Liverpool got a lucky result today, didn't they? So, they were 1-0 down after 3 minutes. And obviously, the Chelsea result has put the pressure on us to make sure that we get those 3 points, and we are in second place going into the new year. So it's, I like to play before these other teams that are around us. So we've done our job, and it's all down to the others to drop points. But I think this is a tricky game, just because it's at Old Trafford. It could be a bit of a banana skin.
Yeah. I mean, I was just thinking about Liverpool there. I mean, without a doubt, they're playing the better football this season than we are. I think we started the season on really well, but we've had probably 50% of our season has been good football, and 50% of it has been really hard to watch. I think Liverpool with Van Dijk will be a better side from January, and if they get Goretzka in January, they'll have a better midfield as well. So they're probably going to finish the season quite strong. I look at United, I look at what we've got to bring back, and there's nothing. Martial and Rashford are on the bench today, so they're already options. Zlatan, I can't see Zlatan rediscovering any sort of form. So we are what we are, and I think we're sort of limping already, and it's halfway through the season, which is why I'd like to see us signing players in January. Do you think we will? I mean, Mourinho did say he doesn't expect to yesterday.
Do you know, I'm not a big lover of the January transfer window, but for this season, I think it's a necessity that we do some business, something somewhere, even if it's just like the one player that we bring in, and hopefully it's a winger. We've got to do something, because I think Liverpool with the Van Dijk signing, and Man City, what they've done, and in the summer, and Alexis Sanchez maybe to Man City in January, I think these teams, they're forcing our hand. And I said yesterday on a quick stream that I did in the early hours that I think it's a plus, because Mourinho, he's not moaning. Well, I mean, you could say technically he's moaning, but he's only saying the truth. And it's these other teams that are forcing our hands to go into the transfer market. And the board's got to open their eyes up and give him the money. They've got to back him. If they want us to be successful again, and if they love the club as much as the fans do, they've got to put the money where their mouth is now.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think we can wait till the summer. We've got to do something in January. I didn't hint at it. I was quite blunt about it last night on the show. People who were saying, let's just wait till the summer. I don't think they realise that I think if we don't do anything in January, we'll get pulled into this battle for the top 4, and we might find ourselves in May again finishing 6th and out the Champions League, and that would be unforgivable from the fact that we've been in the top 2 since the opening day of the season, and then to fall away. But that we've always had that gap, and if we win today, we've still got that gap with Chelsea separating us from Liverpool and Arsenal. But that's why it's important we win today. We've got to win today, and that's why I believe we will.
Well, I mean, just go back on what we was talking about there. I think come the end of the season, we're 14, 15 points beyond now.
15 points behind City, yeah. 15,
yeah. So I mean, we're halfway through. What's the reaction of the fans going to be come the end of the season if we're, say, 25, 30 points behind? It's ludicrous. You don't even want to think about it, because the uproar from the fans, I think if we don't do nothing in January, the fans have got to get on side with Mourinho and force the board here. 300 million isn't going to do it. In today's market, you're talking, 75, 100 million for a defender, 100, 150 a midfielder, 150 upwards for a striker. You're talking 200 million for Harry Kane, I've been reading. Yeah. So 300 million is not going to do it. It's not going to do it. This club needs a major injection of cash from the Glazers, and they've got to stop taking it out and keeping it for themselves. They've got to put it back into the club, because, like I say, we're just going to keep falling. Hopefully it doesn't happen, but you can just see us falling further and further behind City. And if we are the richest club, where's the money? Why are we haggling over 5-10 million for Perisic? When other teams are just saying, right, we want this player. They get a price and they say, right, okay, we'll pay it. That's it. And yet Mourinho's there, one hand behind his back, trying to do a deal. It's impossible. He's got an impossible job unless the money is available to him.
I agree. I was going to say, somebody just on about Mourinho being criticised there, which I want to come back to in a moment as well. That was it. Make sure you drop a like on the video. We're very close to 1,000 likes. It's a superstition thing. If you're a Manchester United fan, like the video because we need to win today. We are going to win today, and we're going to do it because we're going to get 1,000 likes on the video. The positive thought process needs to be in. We've done it in the past, let's do it again. And that reminds me as well, link in the video description. You're going to have to do this very quickly because it's only 15 minutes to kick off. We are giving away 2 Manchester United shirts today. And the way you can enter that is through the link in the video description for the Coral offer. Remember, you've got to be over 18 and do gamble responsibly. 2 Manchester United shirts. I would go with the blacks. No, don't like the grey, and I don't really like the red, so I'll go with the black shirt. But link in the video description, and also not just that, the link in the video description. Sign yourself up, click football, and there'll be an offer there. Manchester United 25-1 to beat Southampton. You put £1 on, get 25 quid back, and I've signed up on it today because I'm very, very confident we're going to win. Normally get about 15 people signing up, so if you do sign up, you've got a very good chance of winning a shirt. 2 out of 15 chances. And yeah, another offer from the United Stand. We're going to do that a lot in 2018. We did it a couple of weeks ago with the Ladbrokes offer, and Ian Byrne won the shirt, and he's got it. So yeah, link in the video description for that. Really good offer. And United are going to win. We're going to win. We're going to win this, Marcus. I'm confident that we can win.
You're very confident today, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, because I think if I'll be totally honest, which I always am, I'm confident because I cannot. It irritates me, and we hit 1,000 likes, so thanks everyone for that. So we're definitely going to win now. But it irritates me to think that we could be 2 points off Liverpool tonight and in 3rd place. So I choose to look at it positively and think that they can't let us down for the 3rd game in a row. I mean, the reality is we'd beaten Leicester and we dropped 2 points. We watched that together, didn't we? That game was won, and it was won in 2 ways. Lingard missed an open goal, Rashford missed a one-on-one, Martial missed a one-on-one. We should have been 4-1 up. And then right at the end, Smalling gets injured. We didn't take him off, and he can't jump, and he gets stuck under their centre-back 2-2. Burnley, I felt we were lucky to get a point against Burnley. We were 2-0 down at half-time.
Yeah.
We can't today. We got to win today. And I also think as well, and I do want to get your thoughts on this. I mean, everywhere you look at the moment, whether it's Knobhead Carragher, Sky Sports Saturday, BT Sports, whatever. It's not about that. Nobody's intelligent enough, like we are on the United Stand, to dissect this and go, look, it's very hard for Mourinho to deal with what's happening with Manchester City with the open checkbook he's got, the squad that they've got. It's a juggernaut. But everybody's angle, because they hate Mourinho, is just to blame Mourinho. And you get this nonsense. Well, if Guardiola was manager, United be winning the title. I don't believe he would. It's all about what's available. Mourinho is not getting the resources to do the job he needs to do.
Exactly. Every manager has their own style of football. So I think the only argument that they could say is maybe that if Pep was in charge of Manchester United, the style of football would be better. That is really the only thing you can say, because I don't think we know how tight the Glazers are with the money. Mourinho's record speaks for itself. He's won numerous trophies. He's an absolute masterclass, I think, not only in the way he sets his teams out, but in the way he galvanises the team. And I just think that if Pep, even Pochettino, anyone like that was in charge of United, the only thing that would change would be the style of play. And changing the style of play does not guarantee you titles or cup trophies or anything. So yeah, as for all them saying that, I mean, Carragher and the rest of them that you mentioned there, it's absolute crap, absolute rubbish. All they want to do is just, slate him, which in a way is a good thing, because I don't know about you, Mark, but as a Manchester United fan, I love to be hated, and I love knowing that the club is hated again.
So, well, I'm a Forest fan apparently, but yeah.
Right, I don't know how they do things there, mate, but yeah, I mean, I love to know that the club is hated again, and I think, to me, when Manchester United get that much attention, something must be going right. So yeah, they're all talking crap, mate. Basically, absolute crap.
I just want to. I've been sent this, and I don't know whether he's watching. Anthony Benjamin sent me a DM on Twitter. You can follow me on Twitter at Mark Goldbridge. And he says that it's a direct quote from Mourinho yesterday, and some of the, very interesting, some of his quotes. But this is a direct quote. He says, "Next season we're going to get 2, maybe 3 more players, but we will also lose 2, maybe 3 players. There won't be a dramatic improvement. We have to do things in time." I mean, that for me. I want Mourinho to stay at the club. I'm starting to think that Mourinho won't even be here next year. I think he'll get fed up. I think he'll be like, I'm not being given the tools to do the job. I'm up against Guardiola down the road who's getting everything. I could go to PSG and have everything I want. For him to come out at Christmas, halfway through the previous season, and say, there's not even going to be any improvement next year. It's just going to take ages. I mean, that's basically what that statement's about. I'm already looking to next season, thinking hopefully we can make a few changes, and next season we can challenge, because this year it's already gone. But Mourinho's basically saying it's not going to be much difference next year either.
No, he almost seems. I don't know if you picked up on it in the last couple of conferences he's done. He almost seems deflated, and almost as if like he's been promised so many things at the start of his contract, and it's just not materialised. So there is that side to it, and let's not forget as well, he's saying that in the summer, 3 out, 3 in, he's only got another year left on his contract in the summer. Yeah. So it will be very interesting to see what type of players come in, because for me, a big drawing point to join Manchester United, not only the club and the history and the playing for the shirt, but also knowing that you're going to have that manager in charge for at least another 3-4 seasons. So not only have the board got a lot to do in January and in the summer, because again, World Cup year as well, is timing is going to be key, but they've also got to sort out Jose's contract as well.
I mean, I think Mourinho's right. I think there will only be 2 or 3 players coming in the summer and 2 or 3 going out, because of what Marcus said there. You've got a World Cup and the transfer window shortened. So we won't be able to get 5 in, 5 out. There's not the time to do it. So he's right about that. But that's why January's there. That's why we've got to use January, because I think we should get 2 out and 2 in January, which would then mean 5 out and 5 in the space of 6 months. But whether that's going to happen or not is another matter.
The business will have to be done early as well, Mark, because if they have a good World Cup, the prices are going to go up and up and up. And this summer's transfer window could see, more expensive players, of the Neymar price tag go up. So timing is absolutely crucial for United in the summer.
Yeah, well, I said it the other day. I mean, Griezmann can't be bought until July the 1st because his £100 million price tag doesn't go down until then, which is obviously be the end of the World Cup. We're very close to 168,000 subscribers. We're only 50 short, actually. So if you are new to the United Stand today, very welcome to the community. That's what it's all about. Fantastic community. Live every single day at 8 o'clock. From Monday, we've got Transfer Daily, which is 7 a.m. every day throughout January. Subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner is the hologram. Make sure you click the bell, get your notifications on. We are a live content channel. We've always got the live comments up. We're very interactive. We've got Skype shows where you can call in. We've got fan cams. They'll be up tonight. Ross is at the ground, so he will be on the fan cams again with Flex. I think Sophie, who was on the show the other night, she's going to be on a fan cam as well. So keep your eye out for those later. We don't want meltdowns. We don't want rants. We want 3 points tonight. And we can, last game of the year and then 2018. I mean, to be honest though, Marcus, just very quickly, we're only 5 minutes off kickoff. 2000, I mean, I'm not going to do a year review video. I think that's sad. But the 2017 for Manchester United, give us your thoughts on it.
Well, I mean, at the minute, we are in third. There has been improvement, not a whole lot of improvement, but there is, enough for everyone to notice. I don't think, in terms of the quality of the squad, and I know we have squad depth, but the depth of the squad is not full of quality. I actually think Mourinho's been pretty good, actually, with what he's had to deal with. The summer, we go back to this all the time. He wanted 4 players, he got 3. We were haggling over 5-10 million for the winger, as I said earlier. But I think 2018 could be very interesting, because there are some decent players who are in like the last year of the contracts, and we are being linked to I wouldn't say actually world class players, but they are very very good players. The Griezmanns, the Dybalas, and there are some decent young prospects out there as well that we could get hold of. Draxler for me comes to mind. I'd take him every day of the week. Don't know what you think.
I think I think you're right. I think Draxler, Ozil, Griezmann, Goretzka, who's probably going to Liverpool, Barkley. There are players that improve our squad, and a lot of them are available for a cheap price as well. So, I don't necessarily agree with all this nonsense about United haven't got money to spend, because we could just go and buy a few people who are quite cheap as well. So, but we are 5 minutes off in relation to 2017 and what my thoughts are for Manchester United. We won the Europa League. We've never won the UEFA Cup before. We got Champions League football. The League Cup, I'm not bothered about the League Cup. And to be honest, from August till Christmas now, we've been consistently second. That is an improvement on last year. 2018, I think the first 4 months of it, or to May, are going to be very interesting. Can we keep hold of second place? That's a battle. Because we could fall to sixth again, and it's where you are in May that matters, not where you are at Christmas. So that's going to be interesting. But all in all, I think 2017 has been progress, and 2018's got to be progress further. How do you beat winning an Europa League and qualifying for the Champions League? Well, we should qualify for the Champions League, so that's one thing. How do you top the Europa League? To be honest, I would take Champions League football and the FA Cup this year. I think they're realistic, and that's what we should go for. Champions League, no, we can't win the Champions League unless we're going to buy a couple of players in January for me. But FA Cup and Champions League would be good. And then the summer, you've got to, this time next year, I want us to be battling for a title with a better team. So very interested 2018. I would err on the side that we're going to continue to progress, because that's what we've done under Mourinho, but I wouldn't rule out that we could dip. And by that I mean, will Mourinho be our manager next September? Marcus was quite right to say that he's only got a year left on his contract. When is this new contract going to get signed? Is Mourinho not wanting to sign a new contract? We don't know what's going on, but that is very interesting as well. But the players are coming out on the pitch. I'm going 2-0. Marcus is going to go 3-1. I'm going to have to go and get wipe my nose in a minute. But
yeah, you're right, mate. You sound really rough.
I'm just a bit bunged up. But for every you've still got time. Link in the video description for Coral. Get yourself signed up. You can still go in the draw to win the Manchester United shirt. It's not fair to judge Romelu for first touch, says Sandy. Well, we'll be judging him in about 2 or 3 minutes' time. We're very close to kick off now. Give us your score predictions, and I've forgotten my favourite bit. You can tell I'm ill. Where are you all watching from? Where are you all watching from today, so we can give you all a shout out, because that's my favourite bit of the watch-along, really. Apart from speaking to Marcus, of course. But where are you all watching from? Let us know.
I love the fact that I'm an afterthought. I love it.
Always the bridesmaid, never the bride.
But so, on a serious note, Mike, you do sound terrible, mate. If you need to get off or anything,
no, I'm all right. I feel fine. It's just I'll probably need you to do a little bit more talking, and let's just hope I'm hoping for a nice, comfortable 2-0, because if it's a real annoying bloody loss, then I'm going to lose my voice, aren't I? But hopefully, no, we'll be all right. We've got people watching from Portugal, London, Bhutan, which is Ari, Colorado, Red Devil, Guernsey, Patrick, Ireland, Ivan, Newton, Ukraine, Brooklyn, the toilet, says Damien Byrne. Hope there's no complications. Why isn't he playing Martial? I think it's because we're playing Everton in a couple of days' time, to be fair. Trinidad and Tobago, Scotland, Switzerland, Norway, Somalia, Philippines, Germany, Bournemouth, Australia. Giorgio, Chad's in my gym ball again, and Kansas, Australia, Mumbai, Germany, Earth, clever boy, Madrid, Saudi Arabia, Philippines, Albania, Ghana, South Africa, Somalia. Loads of people watching from all over the world. You going to come over to Dublin with us next May, Marcus?
If I'm invited, yeah. Like I say, you know me, mate. I don't like to presume that anything, but. Yeah, if you want me to come over.
Well, it's a United stand get together, so it'd be good to have everyone else is invited. So it'd be nice to have you over there with us.
Not a problem. Thank you.
Anybody who can get over to Dublin or is over in Dublin next May, we're going to have a United Stand get together. So I've got to sort the pub out. I'm thinking the Hairy Lemon because that was my pub when I lived there, but it's quite small. But then again, maybe not many people will turn up. So we'll have a United Stand get together.
You never lived in Ireland, did you?
What?
You never lived in Ireland, did you?
Yeah, and I went to watch Manchester United play Chelsea last April. But if it's a boring game, let me know and I'll tell you all about it. We're very close to kick off.
So it looks like we got Matt on the right, Lingard's on the left, Mkhitaryan at 10. What do you think of that?
Oh, that's good. I mean, well, no, actually, I don't think it is good because why would you move Lingard to the wing when he actually scored 2 goals in the week? I think Mkhitaryan should be on the wing, but we're off. The timer should be running. It is, and we're off. We're off. We're up and running.
United playing from left to right at Old Trafford. So got a throw in on the right hand side, which comes to nothing.
Yeah, I'm thinking of doing an open mic session in Dublin. Bit of rap.
Yeah.
No, not really.
Like a face-off thing, yeah.
Yeah, me against you.
Yeah.
Well, Big Boy was going to be. I hope Big Boy's coming because he stopped drinking his Guinness and we stopped being top, didn't we? But we're really close to 168,000 subscribers. Somebody's just said, yeah, we're 18 short. So if you are new to the United Stand, make sure you click and subscribe. And if you're not new, click the share button. Let's get as many people watching as possible, and let's keep organically growing the channel by word of mouth. Lingard is playing central, says Bad Code, and I was just about to say that myself, which I think, I don't think Mkhitaryan deserves to take the number 10 role.
Yeah, BT obviously had it set up quite wrong. Matter's definitely out on the right hand side though, which not his natural position, but he can come in and cut in on his left foot. He did the cross for Lukaku, didn't he? Who was the last before Burnley? Who was that? Brighton, was it?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. I mean, the problem with this United team for me is the lack of pace, because you've got no Rashford or Martial. Matter's obviously not very quick. Mickey's not very quick. Lingard's actually not that quick. And Lukaku has put 5 stone, not 5 stone, is not as quick as he can be. And that's Mourinho's words. Akshay's subscribed and liked. Welcome to the channel. So we do lack a bit of pace in the team. So hopefully Southampton aren't going to be progressive, although they have been so far. And we can push them back, because if they play quite progressive, that's going to push us further away from the goal, and we haven't got the pace to hurt them.
It's very good to see Luke Shaw starting again today, and Lindelof.
That's one thing that I would take as a positive, is from what Mourinho said yesterday, only 2 or 3 players are coming in. There's no way Luke Shaw's one of the players who are going to be sold, is there? I mean, that's a luxury. To sell Luke Shaw to get Danny Rose, that's a luxury signing. We're not going to do that. Clearly, what Mourinho said yesterday is that he's, you've got, if we're only signing 2 or 3, we already know where those 2 or 3 should be. Number 10, a winger, and a midfielder. So, but I'm with you. I like Luke Shaw, and I'm glad that he's playing. And it's a shame, because when Big Boy comes back on again, I'll pull him up on that, because he said countless times that Luke Shaw's finished at United, and I don't think he is at all. And obviously the injury to Valencia has given him that opportunity for Young to have to go to the right and Shaw on the left, and at least that gives us that natural left footer and right footer, which I like.
Oh, ahead of Lukaku, or just over?
You're 5 seconds ahead of me again.
Oh, again, I'll pause it. Yeah.
Well, probably about 3. I must add that as well, though, because as much as people are moaning about the team, and I understand that, let's not forget we've got 6 key injuries at the moment. With well, I'm going to make myself look an idiot again. I wouldn't say key injuries, because one of them's Darmian and another one's Fellaini, but Darmian, Fellaini, Smalling, Bailly. That's 4. I'm sure somebody else is out injured as well.
Well, Zlatan's not fully fit, is he?
No, I think Martial was one of them as well, but obviously he's on the bench. So,
but
I've killed myself with that argument, haven't I? I mean, Smalling's a big loss, but again, I mean, a bit like Shaw, it's nice to see Lindelof getting some game time, and Phil Jones has been quite consistent when he's played this season.
Yeah, I actually said that I thought Lindelof would be one of the flops that Mourinho signed, but I think he had such a great game against Arsenal. How he's been dropped since then, and he's been a bit part player recently. I thought was absolutely really really bad, because I think Lindelof was one of our better defenders. I think in the period leading up to Christmas.
Yeah, I'd agree. I'd agree with you on that one.
Luke Shaw got done there through the legs. So United, not really attacking apart from the Lukaku chance, which I think he should have done better with that mark. Should at least be on target.
I think it's a big chance for Lukaku. He's got to score it. He's got to score that.
He slipped his marker. But near enough a free header for me. But a great cross by Mata from the right hand side. Well, Jones get across. Well done. See, I think this is going to be a good battle. Shane Long versus Phil Jones. I think that's Shane Long. I think could possibly have the beating of him on pace. Waiting for a Southampton throw.
We've gone past 168,000 subscribers, so thanks to everyone who's subscribed today. And if you are new, make sure you do subscribe and get involved with the United Stand. Live content every day. 2018, where could we go? 200,000 subscribers, surely, but lots of things planned, things planned. Christian says check Snapchat. I haven't been on Snapchat for about 6 months. So, yeah, not going to happen.
Sarah Cantelo. Lukaku's lacking confidence. Once he regains it, he will score a chance like that. I hope so. Because
we can defend him when he doesn't get the chances, but he's got to score that.
I think he's one of those players though that needs 3-4 chances to score one. That Luke Shaw coming down the left hand side here. See, Lingard's got out to the left now. Strange one. Looks like the front three they're allowed to interchange and swap when they like.
I mean, we're only 7 minutes into the game, but already it's very, I think United have lost something.
Oh, they're in.
Oh, God. Who was that? What a save, De Gea. And then he would have been offside. Cut back again, and you wonder, where... That reminds me of... that's happened a couple of times where a cutback comes in and a player misses it, and then they probably should have scored. It was well onside. Cut back. It's Luke Shaw who misses it, and then what a save it is by De Gea. It's low. It's a good save, De Gea. But I was just saying that it's 7 minutes in. What a save, De Gea at full stretch. But 7 minutes in and very equal game, and I don't know what's going wrong with United at the moment, because we seem to have lost that je ne sais quoi at home. That dominance at home. People are coming to Old Trafford again and having a good go at us, and we're definitely struggling at the moment with that.
Oh, this doesn't look good. Lukaku's flat on his back here.
Yeah, he was moving. Banged his head, hasn't he?
But, Rashford looks like
Rashford's
coming on
stripped already.
Yeah, that's a nasty one.
Seems to get on the back of the head.
Yeah. Don't look like it's too much in it.
No, but, you don't normally... that's not normally the sort of head injury that causes that sort of problem. He's in trouble, I think.
He is. Stretchers come out. Not a good start. Hopefully it's nothing too serious, but...
I tell you what, though, I'm going to be really honest. Part of me, I hope he's alright, obviously, but part of me is more excited about Rashford coming on than Lukaku, although at the moment I'm slightly concerned about the fact that he's hardly moving.
Yeah. It'll be... I don't know how to say this without sounding a bit selfish, but it'll be good to see Rashford play his natural position instead of being stuck out on the wings.
Yeah, I was going to say that, but then I was like, I'm obviously a little bit more concerned about Lukaku at the moment. So what's happened is he's basically been headed on the back of his head there. Most head injuries, you'll get them around here and you're suffering with concussion and everything like that. But if he's been hit on the back of his head there, it's very unusual to get caught there for one. He did move a little bit afterwards, but now he's pretty much prone on the pitch. His legs are not moving. There's a lot of medical attention for him. There's stretchers. There's a neck brace. And this ain't looking good.
Yeah.
This is not looking good for Lukaku.
Oh,
He don't look good.
he don't.
I don't know whether he's even conscious.
I've not seen him move, Mark. Luke Shaw's just having a chat with Jose here, let him know what's happening.
It doesn't look like his. Callio says his feet ain't moving. It does. I must admit, I've done emergency services stuff in the past, and it doesn't look like there's any immediate concern for life because there's not a lot of running around or anything like that. I think the concern is about what he's done and moving him correctly, and I would imagine he's probably awake and talking because they're not running around like resuscitating or anything like that. But where he's been caught is worrying because, as you said, Marcus, it's quite innocuous.
Yeah.
Where he's been hit, but he's obviously done himself some. Yeah, he's moving his eyes and stuff. So
it's like he's been. What do they call that part? The crown. On the back
so it's the base of the skull, isn't it? It's right on the back of your head. So I'm touching it there now, and like football is not normal for that sort of thing. You're normally getting it around this sort of area and elbows and stuff, and it's unusual to get caught in the back of there, and it can be quite dangerous. Remember that cricket player who got it. I think it hit him there and it killed him. I mean, that's not going to happen to Lukaku by the looks of it because he's moving his eyes and stuff. But it's worrying that he's been hit on the head there, and he's had the repercussions that he's got, which is obviously struggling to move.
He's talking as well, so that's definitely a good sign. So he's conscious at least.
Spine injury, says Ramal. Well, that's the problem because of what you've got there. People are talking about boxing and stuff. Exactly. Well, boxing's normally the front area, isn't it? He's been caught right on the back of the head there, which is obviously an illegal punch in boxing or anything like that. So quite lengthy. United players just passing the ball amongst themselves at the moment. This will lead to quite a considerable delay in the game. Lukaku obviously is going to be coming off as well.
He's on the stretcher.
Rashford coming on, I think.
It was really interesting there. Mourinho there was no hesitation in Mourinho's actions with Rashford at all. It was like as soon as it happened, Rashford was stripped off and ready.
Yeah.
So some players they try and play on, don't they? But Mourinho's took the right approach here and thought, nah, head injury, off straight away. Mourinho, he's just being strapped up on the stretcher, ready to be carried off.
I mean, obviously, at a time like this, the main concern is the health concern, and it is only a game of football. If you bring it back to a football concern, you start thinking, how long is he going to be out for? And again, that's secondary to, first of all, the first barrier is hopefully he's all right, because if he's out for 6 months, we'll deal with that as long as the lad's going to be okay. But he's on oxygen. His legs and everything are tied together.
Yeah, all of Old Trafford's up clapping. Even the away supporters there. Nice to see.
I mean, that could be a considerable injury, that, and if he was out for 3 or 4 months, I mean, that leaves Manchester United in all sorts of problems because we were only talking before the game about potentially being pulled into this battle where you can go from 2nd to 6th very, very quickly. Well, as much as people have been critical of Lukaku, I don't think you can. Lukaku's certainly better equipped to lead the line than a 20-year-old who's out of form. So, do they? According to Mourinho, we don't have the capacity to go in a transfer market and buy somebody, do we? So, worrying for United. Bad luck for United. Obviously, main concern with Lukaku.
Looking at his body mass, he must be one heavy guy because there's 6 people carrying him off.
Yeah.
He is one heavy lad.
Well, you know what? Tragedy can bring on passion and fire, and I think United players now need to kick up the arse and think. Obviously they're going to be worried about their And Calio with another good point. Those sort of injuries, they can stay with you mentally for a long time. And Lukaku's a big unit, isn't he? He goes up for the ball and everything like that. And that was fairly innocuous. You know, it could have happened to anybody. And I mean, Sean Fitzgerald just mentioned Michael Watson there. I mean, God, I hope we're not walking into that sort of territory of brain damage and stuff like that. It's way too early to speculate. And you know, like I say, Manchester United will live on no matter what. We've come back from tragedy, so you know, if Lukaku's finished, and I don't think he will be, then we will live to fight another day. But hopefully he's going to be okay. But there is a football game, and hopefully the players don't go into their shell. I remember when Luke Shaw did his injury, and we just switched off afterwards. So you know, this is where United, I think, lack leaders. I hope we can, you know, get a bit of fire in the team and go up a level. But
well, this comes down to Pogba now. He's the captain. He should be like, okay, you know, it's bad what's happened, but there is still a football game. There are still 3 points up for grabs. So let's go out and win it for the big lads, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
Ashley Young's took the kick there. Matic with a ball. You know what? We seem to be using the left-hand side a fair bit today as well, which is different. Oh, Rashford nearly. Good low ball into the box there from Luke Shaw. Fast, fizzing across the ground. Rashford not too far off it, out for a corner. Oh, dear.
Well, I'm sure all our prayers will be with Romelu tonight because I think he's in for a concerning evening for him, family, friends as well. Because one thing about head injuries as well, it's going to be swelling up. But he's not dead, Lolita. No, he's there didn't seem to be that sort of immediate concern, but obviously there's been concern enough to strap him into a stretcher, and you know.
Oxygen as well.
He's not in a good way, and that will obviously overshadow this game no matter what. But it could play on Southampton's heads as well, especially that the centre back who caused it. I mean, you know, you don't want to be the player who causes that.
No. I mean, we saw the. When Luke Shaw did his leg, you know, the relationship between Shaw and Memphis, Memphis just crumbled, didn't he?
Yeah.
So hopefully we don't get another situation like this. And you know, they're professional enough to know that three points, it is a bit of a tragedy, but show must go on. 3 points on the board.
Yeah, like you say, I mean, you know, it's not a positive. It is what it is, but we do get to see Rashford now playing.
Tell you what, James is having a tough time with Shane. Oh no, it's Lindelof.
We do get to see Rashford. It's a bit of a soft free kick, I think. Can we get some hearts in the chat for Lukaku?
Yeah.
Says Connor Redan. Well, as I say, I think, you know, football is secondary when somebody does something like that. And as I said, I think all our hopes and prayers will be with Lukaku tonight and for the next few days. And you know, first of all, I couldn't give a shit if he's out, if his United career's over, as long as he's all right. You know, hopefully it's not going to be anything like that. Maybe I don't think he'll play against Everton on Monday, which is sad because it's his former club. But we're in unknown territory at the moment. We don't know how long it's going to be. It could be forever. It could be a couple of weeks. You just don't know, and that's what the priority is. Him at the moment. It's not Manchester United. And you know, if we finish sixth this season because we lose our striker, then we've, you know, it's bad luck, isn't it? You can't do anything about that.
Free kick there from Ward-Prowse at the near post. De Gea beats it away for a corner. Not a bad free kick, to be fair. I don't think you're going to catch Dave out like that, though.
Well, you know, it's. I mean, we're just talking about injuries as well, weren't we? It's another injury for Manchester United, and I always go back to Mourinho when he first came to the club, and he was like proud about his injury record. He was like, "Oh, we won't." You know, I look at United over the last few years, and they've had loads of injuries. That won't happen with me, and it has. There's something. Whether it's bad luck or not, there is something with Manchester United and injuries, and obviously that's totally bad luck what's happened to Lukaku. But we consistently always have injuries, don't we? And it's you know, in a footballing sense, it's a concern. But
it's a shame though, because the last few seasons, where the injuries have mounted up, it's really, I think, obviously it's affected us during the season, but I think it's really cost us.
Here we go, good play by Rashford here. Mkhitaryan. No, he's got it. This is where Mkhitaryan... Oh, for God's sake.
What a bad ball that is. What is he thinking of?
Oh, God. That's why he's got to be sold. One up, gets a lovely ball out from Rashford. Really good movement.
Disgusted.
And he finds Mkhitaryan. Mickey's got to go. He's got to go.
Do you know what? But again, though, Mark, he's running. He's looking at his laces as he's running. He's not looking up. He had a quick look there. That's a terrible ball in. Terrible ball.
Well, Rashford did really well there, and I mean, we said that. I mean, obviously the circumstances of why Lukaku's no longer on the pitch is tragic, but it is what it is. Rashford's on now, and many people feel that maybe Rashford should have been playing more centrally in more games anyway. I mean, Mourinho, funnily enough, only yesterday was saying how tired Lukaku is, but I think over the season there's been opportunities to rest Lukaku and play Rashford up front that he's refused to do. So, forced into it now, but it'll be interesting to see Rashford, because Rashford's not a left winger for me. I've always said that, and
No.
Up front, maybe, already in this 5 minutes we've seen from Rashford, he looks far better than he has in the last 8 weeks. So maybe he will feel better playing up there close to Lingard. He's got somebody next to him he trusts and likes, and playing more centrally. It's a different, he hasn't got to track back as a left back. I mean,
I think it suits him more running, forward, just him concentrating on himself. He obviously doesn't like being out in the wing, having to cut back and pass it backwards. Whereas as a centre forward, he can just run at the defence and just terrify them, just absolutely scare the crap out of them. And we saw it there. He had the beating of the two centre backs there.
A few people are saying, why has Martial not been brought on? I mean, knowing Jose, he probably would pick Rashford over Martial anyway, because that's what he does. But I will defend him slightly and say Martial has been injured, and maybe he's not fully fit, and maybe he's more thinking about him for the Everton game. But to be honest, we're not comfortable in this game yet. 0-0. Hard to tell how long it's been played. We've probably only had about 15 minutes really, even though it's 21.
Shane Long's causing a couple of problems for Phil Jones and Lindelof.
I don't think we look comfortable in this game at all. And the free header there for he's the one who did Lukaku, isn't he?
Yeah.
That would have been not gone down well. Free header though, don't know who he gets away from.
I think it's Phil Jones.
I think Matic has him, 31,
Matic,
loses him. Should have scored.
Yeah, absolute free header. Thankfully, no guidance on it.
And let's not forget, De Gea made a really good... I mean, to be fair, Lukaku had a very good chance as well. But De Gea's already made one save in this game already that was top notch. So we're struggling. I did say I think we're going to win, but I did say I don't think it's going to be comfortable. And
Joe, I think the game plan's changed as well now for United, because obviously Rashford, his asset is his pace. So we're not going to see many balls into the box now, I wouldn't have thought.
I did just read a comment there, and to be honest with you, I think it's a fair one. They said, look, Lukaku injury is tragic, but realistically, does Lukaku going off really mean we can't beat Southampton? And I think what they're trying to say with that is that Lukaku's hardly been setting the world on fire for the last couple of months. His loss is tragic, but it's not like he's been on fire lately.
Yeah. But the thing is, though, Mark, looking at the future games, Rashford's going to be starting. Our option now off the bench is going to be Zlatan, and we know how bad that is. I think it's
he's not on the bench, is he?
Well, no, he's not on there today, no. But if Lukaku's out for a while, that's the only option, isn't it? Zlatan.
I think if we go back to Zlatan up front, we'll be finishing in 6th this year.
Yeah. But you never know. We may acquire someone in January, hopefully.
Well, how long Lukaku's out for. I mean, if Lukaku's out for a long time, there'd be some people out there who'd say, as long as he's okay and he's going to be back in a few months, if it forces us into the transfer market to buy a striker, there'd be some people who'd be quite happy about that, because there's some people out there who have given up on Lukaku anyway. I mean, I must quantify that by saying Obviously, Lukaku needs to be well, and I don't think people would wish the injury on him to get rid of him. But if he was out for a while and we were forced into the transfer market, I've already seen people mention people like Aubameyang and stuff like that. I mean, let's not forget Dortmund are out of the Champions League, so.
I mean, I think basically it's forcing our hand a bit early because obviously at the end of this season, I think for me it's Zlatan's last season.
Oh, yeah,
so we'd have to, if he's going to continually play Martial and Rashford out in the wing and Lukaku up front, we need another striker anyway. So basically, I would just say that if that's the case, let's just get the striker in January and hopefully get number 10 as well.
Yeah.
But so Jesse Lingard, 6 goals in his last 7 games. Interesting. Not seen much of Pogba this half so far.
No, he's dropped off as well lately, hasn't he?
Yeah. I don't see why he should be dropping off. He's been out injured and suspension, so he's had plenty of rest.
Right, I'm just going to leave you to it for a minute, Marcus, because I'm absolutely desperate.
Yeah.
I don't know why whiskey's making me need the toilet, but 1 minute.
Yeah, that's all right, mate. All right. So Southampton here. Luke Shaw's dealt with that pretty well. And United on the attack, and Luke Shaw's been brought down on the left-hand side. So, let's have a look at some comments. So, contribution from Jared. Thanks, mate. Hope Lukaku is okay. An injury crisis under Van Gaal led to Rashford's debut versus Arsenal, and it led to Martial becoming a fan favourite here. Who knows? GG Man United. Thanks for that, Jared. Deadpool Universe says take Mickey off. Well, he's not been very good in the first 20 minutes, has he? Matthew says odds on Jose using Zlatan up front instead of signing another guy. Matthew, I think that would be really, really bad if we did that. Rashford's in here. Turn, shoot, kid, shoot. No, took too long. Mata. Oh, what a save. Oh, unlucky. Great save from Southampton goalie there from Mata. Got it out on the edge of the box. Hit it first time. Goalie saved it. Unlucky. I've also got a special request here from Beck to shout out a lad called Ainsley, who shouted out the United stand on his channel, so thanks for that. Who's out there? Matter out on the right hand side. Southampton's got rid of it. It's out for a throw. Yep, there we go.
If you go upstairs at some point, I need. Oh no, no matter. Yeah, a lemon sip or some.
Shout out to Ainsley from Becca Pal. Chrysler Prince says close. That was close, yeah. That was close, very close.
I'm back.
All right, mate. Just missed a chance by Mata. Rashford was through, but he had 2 centre backs on him. Bit of a scuffle. Came out to the edge of the box. Mata hit it first time. Great save from the goalie.
Looks like Rashford's doing well then.
He has done well, yeah.
He's got more movement than Lukaku, hasn't he? He's quicker, which is something that Mourinho was on about yesterday. That Lukaku has put more weight on since he's come to Everton. He's bulked himself up. I'm not trying fat, and Mourinho's a bit perturbed as to why that's happened because it's made him a bit slower. But Rashford's quicker, so that will cause different problems and make us less reliant on the long ball. Jared Pessman's made a contribution. He says, hope Lukaku is okay. An injury crisis under Van Gaal led to Rashford's debut for us as Arsenal, and it led to Martial becoming a fan favourite here. Who knows? Glory, glory, Manchester United. It's interesting that Jared mentions that as well. I was just thinking about it then. I must admit, I think today is a massive game for us because I think after the 2 draws, we've seen the press. They're always going to do this, and I'd always put a big warning flag out there that United fans should have their own mind. We are a club that's universally pretty much hated, and Mourinho's a manager that's universally pretty much hated, so you shouldn't take any notice of the media because it's always going to be anti us anyway. But I have noticed over the last while that there is that last couple of weeks there is a bit of negativity amongst United fans, and I think if we were to lose today or draw today, having drawn 2 against teams we should have beaten, the tide starts to turn a bit. And I did say to somebody at work on Thursday that it's very early, but I'm already starting to see the seeds that were there when it started to turn for Van Hal.
Yep.
And Rashford, good cross from Young.
Yeah.
Heading
Just
away. I wonder if he's closed his
high.
eyes again.
I think
he did against Chelsea. It might have been a bit high for him. Let's watch it back. So Ashley Young, natural right cross, love it. Very fast cross.
Yes.
I think he's got to score that.
It's off the top of his head, and it's not smack on his forehead. So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt.
He's closed his eyes again.
I'm going to say a couple of inches too high. But he should have done a bit better there. But just a little bit high for him.
I think he should score.
Yeah. Best gamer wishes we had Pep instead.
No. I tell you what, I've said it a lot this week, and I say it again. Guardiola would not come anywhere near Manchester United for two reasons. One, he only goes anywhere where there's world-class players already, and two, he only goes anywhere where there's an open checkbook. Basically, Guardiola goes where success is guaranteed. He would not have come to United because the project is ridiculously hard. I mean, look at what the damage Moyes and Van Gaal had done. The only reason you'd come to Manchester United when Mourinho did is because they're a sleeping giant. I mean, Pep wouldn't do that. He would never do that. And also, even if he did, which he wouldn't come here because he's not got any world-class players and he's not got an open checkbook. He wouldn't be able to do his style of football at Man United with Phil Jones and Fellaini. He wouldn't come here. So that's one of my pet hates at the moment. My Pep hates, I'm going to call it. That he would just not come. And idiots, people who have paid a lot of money to be pundits have been saying it a lot this week. Oh, Guardiola at United would win the title. Idiots. You're absolutely idiots. Yeah. He wouldn't. Because he'd need 700 million and he wouldn't get it.
Yeah, unfortunately, we just don't have the players that can play the Guardiola way, I suppose. It's been pretty blatant throughout the season that we don't really have the players to play expansive, free-flowing football. So, and that's, again, I'll come back to the board, they haven't invested the money in it, unfortunately.
Matthew McFadden makes a very good point as well. I've not mentioned it in the video yet, but it's very, very true. He says, let's not forget that Pep's right-hand men at Barcelona were at City for a few years before he was there. They knew he was coming to City, and it was been a very long-term project at Manchester City, i.e. De Bruyne, etc. Players brought in by those players that were backroom staff at Barcelona before Guardiola. So, very good point that. But yeah, no, I mean, just going back to the sort of the Van Gaal problems he had and the similarities with what Mourinho's having at the moment, I don't think it's going to go that way, but I can sort of see similarities, very early similarities to when it very early went wrong for Van Gaal, and I'm hoping Mourinho can move past that quite quickly, and I think 3 points today would help. It just seems to be the players. Lovely
handball. That could have been handball there, and
he's not give it. And I think it was a handball because you can tell by the way players react to it. And Lingard could have played on, and he didn't. And I think that was a handball.
He's tried to knock it over the centre back there. It's absolutely positive it hit his arm. Intriguing
game though. It's pretty much. There's no guarantee United are going to win this. It's a battle. It's quite a 50-50 game, really.
Rashford. You should pace. Rashford's got absolutely pace to burn, isn't he?
Yeah. He's causing them problems. Him and Lingard are causing them problems. We will await that red card. The replay to see if it was a handball, sorry. But, I mean, some of the players, he just, those rumours under Van Gaal that he was losing the dressing room, and I just think some of the players at the moment for United aren't turning up. Good evening, Sally Devil Red 7. What's happening? So it's 0-0, Sally. Lukaku's gone off with a serious head injury. We don't know anything more than that at the moment. Rashford's come on, played very, very well. And it's still 0-0.
So I've got the replay here. It is handball.
It's whether it's deliberate.
Cool. Look, if the referee says that Yoshida's arm is in a natural position, he needs glasses.
When was the last time we had a penalty?
Oh, probably, mate, before I was born. It feels like that way anyway. But that Yoshida's arm is in an unnatural position, so that should be a stonewall penalty for me. So I think Southampton have got away with that one.
Yeah, it was a penalty, that.
Yeah.
And in a game like this, it's the sort of decision you need to go your way because it's really tight. Really, really tight.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, I like Rashford and Lingard up front. They're Manchester lads. They're from the youth setup. They clearly get it. They're not going to give in. And but I think it's a leveler. I think it's a very equal game. And you know, in the grand scheme of things, we should be doing a lot better than this. But to be honest, you can only do what's in front of you. And at the moment, we're in a battle here, and we've got to win this battle. But it's by. I said it before. I think we'll win, but I didn't think it was going to be convincing, and it's certainly not been. There's not a massive gulf in class at all. It's very, very equal. We need to win it. Some man says clear handball. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we did see in the cup final, didn't we? Southampton give us a game there. So, you know, I didn't expect a rollover today, not by any means, but it wouldn't surprise me the form we're in that this goes for a draw. Really wouldn't. Southampton just slowing the game down a bit, knocking it around the back.
Pogba's been awful, says First Never Follows.
You know what, Mark? I think for the last few games he's been, since he's come back from suspension.
I know, and the funny thing is, the stats were there when without Pogba, we were no good. And I think in November when he came back, we were brilliant. But since he's come back after that suspension, like you say, he's been really poor, hasn't he?
He has, yeah. So I remember the myth you made about no carrot, no party. This has got a similar feel.
That was true. That was true.
This one's got a similar feel. No Pogba, no party. That myth died already. But you know, people could argue that we've been playing poor since Fellaini's been left out of the side.
Oh God! Now you're drunk.
Right, Southampton got a throw. Come on, ref, he's taking a while for that. It's longer than 6 seconds.
Well, it's hard to tell. I'd say we've still got 15 minutes till half time.
Yep. Yeah, I'd go with that. I'll be very surprised if there's less than, I'd say, 6 added on.
Personally, I'd like to see Martial coming on because I think he'd be good in a game like this, but I just wonder how fit he actually is. I mean, Rashford's going to be very... it causes us lots of problems for the Everton game, of course, because 48 hours... I think if we go down behind in this game, we're in trouble, Marcus.
Oh, I think we are, yeah. We got, who's on the bench? Blind, Rojo. That's no good to us if we go beyond. Transevy, no good. The only attacking threat there is Martial, but if he's carrying a niggling injury, whatever it may be, it's a big risk to throw him on with a game in 48 hours' time.
I mean, Calio says the bad thing is this is a B-Tech Southampton. It's not even a decent one. I mean, well, Van Dijk's certainly not playing, is he? So
no, exactly, yeah, you know. But I mean, to be fair to him though, Shane Long has caused a couple of problems. I mean, Matic is taking a shot from what, 35 yards?
Desperate, that is, isn't it?
I mean, what is he thinking? I know he's got a wonder of a left foot, as you say, but he ain't hitting that in from there.
Definite penalty. I don't know why he's not seen that. And if he has seen it and it's decided it's not a penalty, then he clearly doesn't understand the rules of the game.
Yeah, the right arm is up, changes the direction of the ball. Yeah, definite penalty all day. So it's been last 10 minutes, it's been a bit gritty, I think. A couple of passes are going a bit wayward. So, cross Luke Shaw out for a corner. Luke Shaw's done all right down the left-hand side. Ashley Young's been putting a couple of good balls as well from the right. Mata, Dawn, a bit of a strong one. Corner again.
It worked.
Yeah. I've got to say though, this first half, it's like playing with 10 men this first half. Mickey is like invisible for me.
He's all right when he's got a bit of space around him, hasn't he? But
but this is
the
Premier
game
League.
gets tough. It's
Every single bit. Yeah, I've seen him put in 2 or 3 balls from that left-hand side that's gone straight to the near post, and the keeper's caught it.
They just said on BT Sports that it isn't a penalty. Well, that's why most of you watching the United stand, isn't it? Because you get proper football knowledge on here.
That's.
I told you, watch the match on BT, but mute the audio because it's crap. They really haven't got a clue. Jesus Christ!
If you watch it back, everyone in comments, watch it back. How can you say that Yoshida's arm is in a natural position? And you know.
No, it's a you know, if that was on a United player in the box, I'd be saying right now we're very lucky.
Yeah.
Lewis Christen saying that the atmosphere is rubbish at Old Trafford. I mean, you're not the only one to say that, Lewis. I've had a few people messaging us over the last few weeks saying that the atmosphere's gone down, but there's a responsibility on the players to do that, and you know, maybe the football's not been that great lately, but nights them orange nights. Sebastian just went past smiling at the back of the laptop.
Oh. How is he now, little lad? Is he all right?
Yeah, he's doing well. Yeah. He's all right. He's not got this cold yet, which is a positive. So.
What's just out of interest, mate? How much does he weigh now?
Oh, I don't know. I'm rubbish at stuff like that. He's quite big though.
Oh, okay.
Oh, here we go. Matthew McFadden. The BT Sport ref said it doesn't have to be. It has to be a deliberate handball, and then it doesn't matter if it's not an unnatural arm movement. Clueless, absolutely clueless. Yes, Matthew. I'm glad you added that in the end. It doesn't have to be deliberate, and they're paying somebody to give that expert advice. That is the problem with.
Who is it? Is it
must be Howard Webb?
Guy?
They normally have Howard Webb, don't they?
Yeah. I did hear a rumour that what was his name? Chris Foy, is it? I think yeah.
I don't know. Whoever it is, that's just idiotic. Evan Noho says, do you think we need Pereira back? I think we need Pereira and Fosu Mensah back. The worrying thing is that apparently Pereira said yesterday he doesn't want to come back, which just shows you how a player in the summer was saying, oh, I love Manchester United, I want to build my career here, and then 6 months later he doesn't. You wonder what's gone wrong there. But this isn't a great Southampton side, and we're struggling. Yeah,
we are struggling. We're going forward. I think it's that final pass again, the final ball. We're just having a bit of trouble trying to unlock that Southampton defence. But saying that, Rashford's got a ball out to Mkhitaryan here. If he can get it in the middle again, what is he doing, man? What is he doing, Jose? If you can't see that guy is useless out on the left-hand side, well. Like, no, look, Luke Shaw don't even want to give the ball to you, Mickey. Mata, all in, headed out.
I'll tell you what though about Pogba. I mean, I don't think the captaincy suits him, and since he's been given the captaincy, I think he's pretty much his form's disappeared. And I always said that about Rooney. I said when Rooney got the captaincy, his game just totally and utterly changed for the worse. And I mean, it's not always a good thing.
Yeah, it seemed to take the edge out of his game, didn't it? Where Rooney was concerned, and Pogba, since, like I said earlier, since he's come back from suspension, which coincides with the captaincy, he doesn't look the same. He doesn't look the same player.
I think with Pogba, he looks like the player he was last year, which is, you know, whereas I think for most of this year he's looked absolutely world class. I mean, the ball he's just played out to Mkhitaryan there is world class.
Ball, yeah. But Mickey.
Mata's played well. I mean, we're doing a little bit better now. Mkhitaryan.
I don't know lucky Lingard
fell over. I think Lingard probably should have scored there.
He should have done, yeah. But again, Mkhitaryan again, a low ball. Lingard's got to stoop down low to get a flick on, and gone wide of the left-hand post here. But finally, Mkhitaryan decides to cut in on his right foot.
I think Lingard should do a little bit better there.
He should do, yeah.
It's him. He's just got to guide it home. World class players. I mean, I'm not even saying he's world class. I'm just saying it's a free header. He's just got to guide it home. He should score. Yeah. So we've had a few chances.
Yeah. J Cam says Pogba looks lazy. I wouldn't say he looks lazy. I would more say a bit lethargic, but that can't really be the reason because he's been out for a while and he's had time off with his suspension. Could just be match sharpness, match fitness.
Ashley Johnson says we're hypocritical when it comes to Pogba. I don't know how you can be hypocritical when we're big fans of Pogba. I just don't think he's played well in the last few games. Not enough. To be honest though, I was just going to say that. I watched the Burnley second half when we were 2-0 down. I thought we did really well to get 2-2 because we didn't create many chances in the game. I think on that first half we've created a lot of chances, but the finishing's been poor. A bit like Leicester again. So I think United have been a bit, it's not been fantastic, but we have created enough chances to be going in 1-0 up.
We can, yeah, definitely, most definitely. Rashford, Lukaku obviously at the start of the game had a glorious chance for 1-0. When you went to toilet break, Mata had a decent shot that was well saved. Rashford as well had a header a little bit too high for him, and Lingard there. So yeah, possibly even 2-0 up, Mark, to be honest.
Of course, the big problem is we've got nothing on bench apart from Martial.
Yeah.
Because they're all defenders. Twansebe, Blind, Rojo, Herrera. Nobody wants to play a forward pass. So which is why for me, I would have played. I would have had Gribben or Gomez on the bench. I think we missed the trick there. Not enough attacking options especially for a game at Old Trafford. It's poor.
Yeah, Matic shot straight down the middle, easy for the goalie, straight down the throat. Mkhitaryan, he's crossing. Mkhitaryan's crossing on his left foot is atrocious. It's either too high or too long. There's no in between with his crossing, which is a shame. Because he had a real good chance here today to improve his form, cement the place for Monday. Phil Jones did well there, interception, edge of the area. Pogba, good ball out. Lingard, give it to Rashford. Right, run, kid. Rashford, decent ball. Oh, I thought I was going to curl around the back then to Mickey, but it's gone out for a goal kick. So we got 6 minutes added on. I actually think there's probably a couple of minutes more than that, to be honest. Not a good ball.
Conflicting reports about Lukaku. I've just read that his update on Lukaku is positive. No need for any hospital treatment.
Okay. Lingard's in here. He's gone past one. Couldn't beat the second.
Yeah, I think Lukaku looks all right. So medical staff confirmed that Lukaku's injury is not as bad as they first feared. So he's not even going to be taken to hospital. So that is good, and that's from BT Sports as well. So then again, judging by the handball rules, they might have that totally wrong. But
I just saw a replay there. Rashford's final ball into the box there. Got to say, it was a really bad pass. I wouldn't say it's a simple pass to make, but could have done a hell of a lot better with that. Let's get some comments. Stop posting fake scores yet. No one scored yet. It's 0-0. So Beck and Matthew, time them out. Ninja Man, no own goal. Took 9 minutes to take him off, says Reese. I thought it was about 7 or 8, to be honest.
To be honest, I think we need half time.
Yeah.
That surprises me about Southampton, that Nathan Redmond's on the bench. I was thought he was a decent player, but maybe they've got a game on. Maybe they're doing that as well.
Yeah, I know they got Gabbiadini on the bench, haven't they?
Yeah, I remember him a year ago. Everyone was like, "Oh, he's one of the best things since sliced bread." That hasn't worked out so well.
So Ashley Young's got it out on the right hand side. Come on, Pogba, get round him. Oh,
You're going to keep that
do you
one
know,
anyway.
do you know what? If he'd have gone down there, mate, probably a free kick though. Kev McGee says this poor form is dragging on far too long. It is. Off the top of my head, I'm going to say I think City have got Palace at home their next game.
I think they're away tomorrow, but they'll
Okay.
definitely win. I don't think anybody's going to beat City until they play. You know, I think the only chance of City being beaten is going to be one of the top 4 sides. Maybe Liverpool at Anfield.
Oh, here's a good one. Here's a good one. DMC. Watching us is better than sleeping pills. I like that.
Yeah, we're dropping back. We'll be talking. I remember the Van Al days. We'll be back talking about favourite films and stuff soon.
Yeah.
Which is not what you want when you're doing a watch along for a United game. But
No, but I mean, it's not been a dull first half. It's been a bit scrappy in places.
I think this is. You know what? I think I'm going to have to do a bit of research on this. But there's a lot of people saying it. I think this is Southampton B team because they're playing. Obviously, they're playing a game. Let's have a look. Get the stats. Don't give fakes stuff. So Southampton are pretty close to the bottom. They're only 3 points off the bottom 3.
Yeah.
Their last game was Tuesday against Spurs, whereby their lineup consisted of Steven, Yoshida, Hote, Targay, Romu, Bufal, Hoberg, Lamina, Redmond and Long.
You've had a super chat here, Mark. You can read it.
Yeah, go on.
Okay, so super chat is from Toby Aguda. So thanks for that. He says Martial needs to come on for Mickey. I would probably say that's spot on, mate. To be honest.
Well, he does, but
yeah,
it's just how fit he is, isn't he? We're playing Everton on Monday. That's the problem.
Yeah. Couple of people just joining, Mark, and wanting to know what happened with Lukaku. So
Lukaku had a head injury, and it's his half time now.
Yeah.
Lukaku had a head injury, went off stretcher, but apparently it's not as bad as feared.
Couple of people saying, why are we saying Pogba's bad? Well, I don't think I've said he's bad. He's just his form's dipped. He's not playing as well as he can, as we've seen either. I think from the captain, you have a responsibility, don't you, to set the tone for your team.
Yeah.
Just think he needs to be a little bit better. Now Lukaku's gone off as well. You know, there's a heavily reliance on him to help push forward.
So it's 0-0 at half time. Let me get the timer off. Just very, very quickly. The last we saw about Lukaku head injury first half. Obviously looked quite serious. Banged on the back of the head. Straps down into the stretcher, going off with oxygen. However, the latest is that he's not gone to hospital. So that is a real positive with the head injury, because most head injuries you would go to hospital. And the rumour is that it's not as bad as first feared, so that's real positive, obviously on a most important human level for Lukaku, and then secondly for Manchester United as well, because we don't want to be losing our striker for a long time. So that looks like a positive. Rashford came on. I thought he did quite well for the first 10 minutes and then sort of faded off a little bit. We've had chances in that half. And you know, whether it's Lingard, Rashford, Lukaku, headers, I think all of them could have done better. But pretty much mark as quite a 50-50 game, I would say. Whether that's a BTEC Southampton, whether they're resting players or not, we're struggling, aren't we? We're struggling to get that goal, and it is quite an equal game.
It is an equal game. You know, Southampton, they're not come to Old Trafford to set up defensively and just try and take a point. They've actually had a good couple of counter attacks. Shane Long has caused a couple of problems for Jones and Lindelof. But yeah, the main talking point is obviously Lukaku, and hopefully he comes back well and everything's all right for him. But Mkhitaryan, for me, his crossing ability on that left-hand side is atrocious. That needs to be sorted out, and the only option we got on the bench is Martial. Rashford's final ball has been pretty poor, pretty dire. Mata, I think, is a standout player from the first half. I think he's been really good, and he's been involved in a lot of good moves as well.
Yeah, I mean, you could be forgiven for thinking Mkhitaryan's injured as well, but it's not been a great half from him, and it's look, I've said this about Mkhitaryan a few times this season. I remember against Palace at home, he was awful. I mean, this is Southampton at home. Southampton at home. If he can't turn it on against Southampton at home in the protection of Old Trafford with the home crowd and the space that Old Trafford gives you, if he can't turn it on in a game like that, I mean, there was a great bit of play from Rashford where he went past two players, feeds it out to Mkhitaryan, who's got loads of space. Rashford and Lingard are making the moves in the box, and one of the worst crosses you'll ever see. Whether it's confidence or not, it's just not good enough, and what a waste of time he's turned out to be. I said it during the first half, I would have had Gribbin or Gomez on the bench today. I think I look at that bench, and Martial, who's probably not fit anyway, is the only attacking option we've got. You've got Twan-Sebi, Blind, Rojo, Herrera, all defenders, and we're at Old Trafford. Why are we doing that? It's great for me to see Twan-Sebi on the bench. I think he should have played more than one game this season, but we're at home against Southampton in a game we need to win. Why have we got so many bloody defenders on the bench? There should at least be an attacking option there. And even if it's a kid, so bloody what? We've done it with kids in the past. Rashford never would have got a chance in the past. He certainly wouldn't be getting on the bench with Mourinho, would he? And I don't understand why we've got so little attacking options on the bench and we've got so many defenders in a home game. It just sends the wrong message out. And I agree with a lot of people. I think Mkhitaryan needs to come off. But if Mkhitaryan comes off, what's he going to do? He normally takes Mata off after 70 minutes. So what are we going to do? We got to win this game, and at the moment, Marcus, it looks very much like, well, Danny Dobson's made a contribution. Again, another more boring game. I was falling asleep in that. I mean, it's not the sort of game you want after all the indulgence of Christmas, is it? We're all feeling a bit sluggish, and then you watch that at half-5, early Saturday night. And Dees TV says United struggling against teams like Bristol, Burnley, and the team at the very bottom of the table. It's a disgrace considering the players we have. Thanks for the contribution, Dees. And I do agree with you. The players just look lethargic. I mean, we were getting a bit of stick for giving Pogba a bit of stick, but this is Paul Pogba. I mean, for many months this season, he's looked like one of the best players in Europe. For the last few weeks, since he's got the captaincy, he looks like the Pogba of last year again. Very sort of in and out of form. And, Pogba at home against Southampton should be doing better, I think.
He should be, yeah. Big reputation. A former Manchester United player that wasn't really given a chance, so he's got something to prove in my eyes. He just seems, like you said there, the captaincy has sort of like slowed him down a bit. He's not well, one of your favourite words, isn't it? Tenacious enough for me. He used to be, but he doesn't seem like it. These last few games, something's missing. Something is missing. But to go back to Mkhitaryan, I think if he's not going to put Martial on, I think the only other option he could probably have is put Blind at left back and put Luke Shaw on the left flank. I think that's the only other attacking option he could really do. At least Luke Shaw can put a ball in the box, and he's a natural lefty as well.
Well, so we've got to win this game. I mean, we're all chatting. We're chatting here. I mean, we spoke about it in the first half. I think if Southampton get the first goal, we're in trouble because I don't think we don't look like we're going to score two. No. The fans are crap, says Rahul. I think it is quite a quiet game at Old Trafford, but the players do dictate that as well. It was a penalty, Amav. You're right, it was a penalty, but I don't really like dwelling on that. It was a penalty. You need it in a game like this, to be honest. But look, Mourinho's got to be in there at half time and say, look, we've got to win this game. Chelsea are ahead of us now. Liverpool are 2 points behind us. We cannot come out of Leicester away, Burnley at home and Southampton at home with 3 points. I mean, it's the same as losing two. You can't, people can say, well, at least we've not been beaten. Well, to be honest, I'd rather have been beaten in one and win one because it's a point extra. 3 points from 9 is atrocious, and we've got to produce a performance in the second half. I think the performance in the first half was a bit lethargic, and I think it needs to be more urgent. And we've got to go and do it. We've got to go and turn this game around because we cannot afford not to do it. I mean, I look at the next few fixtures: Everton away, Derby at home, Stoke at home, Burnley away, Tottenham away, Huddersfield at home, Newcastle away, and then Sevilla. I mean, they're all winnable games, but not in the form we're in at the moment. We need to be doing much better than that. I've been very impressed with Shaw. A lot of people in the live comments talking about him. Lindelof as well has played well. Jones has done well. Defensively, the back four has been quite good. I think Matic has been okay. But there needs to be more from Pogba. There needs to be more from Lingard and Rashford in front of goal. And Mata, I think, has played well as well. But Mkhitaryan's a problem. We're almost carrying him, to be honest. But we've got to get the 3 points out of this game.
Yeah, definitely. We've let, as you said there, coming out 3 points out of 9 is unthinkable, considering the opposition as well. Very lucky against Burnley, and this game, for me, it's going the same way. It is going the same way. It's got the same sort of feel to it. That the players, like you said, they're a bit lethargic, but the players, none of the players seem up for it. It's only Mata, Luke Shaw that look like they're up for a fight here. They're up for actually playing a game of football. The rest of them just don't seem too interested at all. And a perfect example of that is Matic hitting that shot from like 35, 40 yards out. It was wasteful. I mean, what is he thinking? We're on the attack and plenty of people in front of him. He's gone for a long shot, a worldie, as people would say. And it's decisions like that are going to cost us. The crossing from the left-hand side has been atrocious. We've had a couple of good crosses from the right with Ashley Young, which have been met on the end of it. So, De Gea as well. He's had a couple of good saves he's had to make. The one in the first half, bottom left corner, it was going in. He's had the free kick at the near post. He's got to punch it away. So it's not an easy game. Not an easy game at all.
Apparently, Lukaku's out for 6 days, and I think that's probably to do with concussion and head injuries. I think you have to be out for 7 days. There's a similar rule in rugby, and they just had the referee on BT Sports there saying it's not deliberate. I don't know. We get a lot of things happen over Christmas. Have they changed the rules about handballs? Because I'm pretty sure for the last 20 years it doesn't have to be deliberate to be a handball. It's most handballs in the penalty box won't be deliberate, and lots of penalties get given for not being deliberate. It's about the impact on the hand and whether it's avoidable, whether it's it doesn't have to be deliberate. So that's a shocking decision. It should have been a penalty. We'd have had to score the penalty, to be fair. So I'm not going to say that it's a game changer because we've had the chances as well. But it's a concern with United at the moment because this is Southampton at home at the end of the day. Southampton are 3 points off relegation, so it isn't good enough. It's not good enough from United, but there's something not right about United anyway at the moment. And realistically, what's missing from our team? Smalling, Fellaini, Valencia. I mean, do they really make that much of a difference? Martial obviously makes a difference, but let's be honest, he's spent a lot of time on the bench this season, so there's nothing new there. Lukaku's had a lot of stick the last few weeks as well. I think it's a general problem with Manchester United at the moment. I think it goes back to the Man City result. I think since that Man City result, the wind has gone out the sails, the heads have dropped, and we're struggling. We're not as vibrant and confident as we were before that, and the problem with that is, of course, it's very disappointing that we're not going to win a title by Christmas. But we're going to be back. We're going to be back in 6th place if we don't kick ourselves at the backside. Because 2nd to 6th, you can go very, very quickly once you've been pulled back in. And if we don't win today, Liverpool are 3 points behind us. We're pulled back in. I think if we don't win today, Chelsea are 2nd. So we've lost that 2nd place that we've had all season as well. So. We've got to produce it. We've got to produce it in the second half.
Yeah, it is difficult. I mean, looking at those run of fixtures, the next 6 fixtures after. I mean, Burnley away and Tottenham away. Smacking the middle. I think they could be. I mean, Burnley they turned up at Old Trafford, didn't they? So we got to go away to them and Tottenham away as well. And Tottenham seem to be hitting form as well now. And this is the time when the big teams need to hit the form now to sustain challenges and title challenges, whatever. And Manchester United are just not in form at the minute. They're really not.
Benny Harris. This team has given up, says Shoot Neutrality. I think there has been a little bit of a problem, hasn't there? But they need to, they need to. I totally understand why they feel deflated, because we as fans have felt deflated after that Man City result. But I think the fans have pulled themselves around very, very quickly and realised that we need to get, obviously we want to fight for a title, but we need to do something quicker, and we need to pull back in for that fourth place. We need to be in the top four. We do, and we've got to win this game.
It's so tight as well between second and fifth. You say Liverpool there 3 points behind. I mean, if we lose a game in the new year, and Liverpool win their game, that's it. We're back in a top four battle. And the way we're playing at the minute, I wouldn't fancy us for it. Something has seriously got to happen in the new year. New signings, just to give players that lift. Even if it's just one player to come in, it's got to be a winger or a number 10, just to give the players a lift. And maybe that could happen, but from Mourinho's comments, it's not looking likely.
Well, what's going to happen is we're going to limp towards May if we don't make any signings, because there is a massive problem with this team at the moment. One or two players playing well, but a lot of others looking lethargic or just simply not even good enough. So we do need to find something in January, and whatever that is, it needs to be pretty fast, to be honest. But it's not good enough at the moment. Not good enough by half.
I mean, a lot of people in the comments here saying, Mourinho needs to give a rallying cry now. And yeah, totally agree with it. That first half, it wasn't the best first half. Players looking disinterested. And as we've seen throughout the season, second half, we tend to sit back. But this is a game, this second half, we can't afford to sit back because the draw is not good enough. And Mourinho's got to be in there at half time, getting stuck into these players, asking them if they're wanting it. Do they want to carry on playing like this? What's the ambitions of these players? They're on so much money. We've got to be seeing more from them than what we've seen at the minute, because it really is disgraceful.
Well, we're coming out for the second half. I'm still confident we're going to win it, Marcus. Everyone at home, what are you thinking? What are you thinking, Marcus? I still think we'll do it.
Well, my original gut was a draw, mate, but I was hoping we'd win, and I'm going for a draw. I am.
Well, they're showing that Mkhitaryan bit out when he was put through. It's just so much space. He could even take the man on.
He could do, yeah.
It's just lack of confidence, that is. It's just...
He's natural right-footed, and he was one-on-one with the right back there. He could have quite easily cut in on the right, and maybe even gone for goal himself. But, I mean, even Jose looked closing his eyes. Absolutely dreadful.
Well, he's kept him on. I think he's kept him on through necessity, because... It's we don't really have that many options, do we?
Hopefully we're off. Hopefully the second half is a lot better than what we've been seeing all season.
Time is up and running. Remember to subscribe to the United Stand if you're new. Bottom right hand corner, get involved. Fantastic community. A lot of people are saying it's going to be a draw. I still think we can win it. And to be honest with you, I say this way too much, and this is a problem in itself. I don't care how we win it as long as we get the 3 points, and that's not good enough in itself, really. We should be winning it comfortably, but let's not forget Southampton are 3 points off the relegation zone. So, I mean, my ideal situation is we scrap a 1-0 win. We're awful, and it keeps highlighting the fact that we need to go and sign some players, and then we do it in January. But I don't know. I don't know whether that's going to happen or not. But here we are. Lingard down the right. Another cross. Lots of crosses into the box today, but nobody getting on the end of them.
I think all the crosses are going to have to go in low now, because obviously Rashford hasn't got the height advantage that Lukaku had. So, it's going to be pretty simple to suss out. The creativity, we've got plenty of creative players on the pitch there.
If you left that for Mata then. Yeah. Communication, poor breakdown there.
We've got Mata, who's creative, Pogba's creative, Mkhitaryan's got the stats to be creative. There's 3 players on there. Matic can pick the ball up and run forward with it. Not seen him do that for a while.
A lot of Sarah Cantalo says we need new players. We need players and we need a new manager. There's a lot of people against, well, I wouldn't say a lot. I'm just seeing a few about Mourinho. Thing is, if we don't win this one, I wouldn't be confident of us going to Everton and winning. You know, confidence breeds confidence, and
yeah. I mean, Everton away, mate. That's going to be a tough game. Tough game.
Especially as they lost today.
Yeah. Big Sam sets his teams up quite well defensively as well. And of course, I don't know, is Rooney out injured for him?
I think he was ill. I bet he will be back.
Yeah. Southampton with the ball at the minute. And again, same old story. First 2-3 minutes, second half, United have dropped off. Just seem to be inviting the pressure.
Moen Wakar says, is Jose past it? I don't think he's past it. I just think he needs to be given the opportunity to do what he wants to do. And I know people don't necessarily like it, but for me, Danny Dobson's made a contribution. Like you said, made loads of crosses into the box this game, but no Lukaku in there. Typical. Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. We don't have Lukaku today, and there's a lot of decent, well, I wouldn't say decent when you look at Mkhitaryan, but there has been a lot of crosses into the box today.
A good header out by Lindelof there from Southampton corner. Even the crowd, like at Old Trafford, still seems a bit flat. Another corner, Southampton. King Chong Lao says, seems no proper strategy to score goals. Yep. Michael Kay says United are so boring to watch. A couple of people saying Jose Hout again. Jamie Roberts, glory days are over.
Greetings from Mexico, says Eduardo. I'll tell you what, I've just started watching Narcos. It's good. I think that's Colombia, actually. Here we go. Rashford, first touch needed to be better than that there. That's the story of Rashford's life, that is. He's just his final touches, whether it's a shot or anything, a lot of the time it's wrong. Very equal game, this is. Very equal game, and it could go either way. And my concern is if Southampton get the first goal, I think we're in big trouble. Oh, what a save by De Gea.
What a save.
Don't know how he gets ahead of Matic there, but to get that save by De Gea is world class.
What a save there.
To kick it over, it's right at his feet, but he sort of gets enough on it to knock it up over the bar.
Shane Long causing problems again. Do you know what? Shane Long, he reminds me, don't know if you remember him, Mark, you should do, Francis Jeffers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, reminds me of him, like the old fox in the box sort of player. Quite decent for Everton, then he went to Arsenal and absolute crap.
Yes, he went for quite a lot of money, didn't he, as well?
Yeah, he did back in the day, yeah.
Black Mirror, Jay Hart. No, I need to meet. I like Mr. Brooker. He's not doing his year white this year because he's behind on scripts for Black Mirror, and I do like that, so I might give it a watch. I don't know what it's about, but I'm intrigued. A lot of people in the live comments seem to be calling Rashford childish Rashford. I don't get it.
Well, Mourinho said the team the other day, wasn't it? The team was childish.
Oh, yeah.
That's probably where that's come from. Finley Mottershaw, why can't we score? You'll guess.
So Ashley Young might be looking at a ban there.
Yeah. Well, I think he's just run into it, mate.
No, there's one just before it. We threw an elbow.
Akash Kumar has not seen such bad refereeing decisions in a long time. Nadine, sick of Mourinho.
Yeah, I was just going to read that myself. Best keeper in England, says Fraser Dude Evolution. Best keeper in the world, mate. Luke Skywalker's on here. I thought you were dead, mate. Oh. This team is so fucking overrated. It's unreal. Well, I don't think it's overrated at the moment, to be honest. I don't think there's many people saying it's doing very well.
I think, if anything, you could say that some of the individual players are overrated.
I mean, Southampton are on top in this half so
They
far.
are,
I mean,
yeah. It's the same story, Mark. Every time we do a watch-along, second half, United just drop off for the first 15 minutes. They invite the pressure, and then the opposition get a goal, and then we wake up.
This comment made me laugh. Masso Lyon says Martial should be playing at number 9. Forget about playing Welbeck. Rashford's the new Welbeck. I actually do like Rashford. I just think he's been out of form for a long time, and as a kid, realistically, you don't just keep playing him. Sir Alex Ferguson would have took him out the firing line, but Mourinho won't do it. He needs a break. He's a kid. He's been playing non-stop for 2 years now, since 18. He needs a break. This is worrying, isn't it?
It is, mate. We can't string the passes together.
I think it's going to be a tense second half, because I think even if we got in front, Southampton would be like, right, let's throw everything at them. And
the worrying thing is as well, they're winning all the second balls.
Well, that's been we've been like that for a while now as well.
Yeah. Have a good pass from Pogba there, second of the game.
The only bad thing was it's to Mkhitaryan.
Yeah. But Luke Shaw's got it now. So this is what we want. Luke Shaw attacking down that left side. That's what we want. Corner. Mkhitaryan's on the corner. Hopefully it's better than his crossing. Don't matter. There's no point even coming there. He's not going to pass it to you. Oh, he will do. Oh.
Why are we taking short corners?
And to be fair, Mkhitaryan on his right foot, that weren't a bad ball into the back post.
I've got a funny feeling Mkhitaryan will score the winner. I mean,
yeah,
he's a stat padder, isn't he?
It's the irony of it. Isn't it?
Yeah,
he plays so bad, but he'll score. Matters on this one.
I do agree with you, Liam Quinnan. If we started the season like this, we'd be mid-table. The annoying thing is we didn't. We started the season ripping teams apart, didn't we? And everything was brilliant. And that's the problem. Is you look at the team now, and apart from Martial, we're not really missing anybody of note. I mean, Bailly, I suppose, but it's not defensively that we're struggling.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, Mkhitaryan started the season off as our number 10, didn't he? And he was doing okay.
Yeah.
Then he went off, and then we've struggled with a number 10.
He did get couple of goals, didn't he? And quite a few assists, I think.
Yeah.
Start of the season. So you can do it. I think it just comes down to his mindset, mate. Whether he's up for it or not.
Another cross, keeper catches it.
It seems like the theme of this half now is pump balls into the box, and hopefully Rashford gets on the end of it.
Mark Dixon says we're going to lose the Old Trafford fear factor. I think we've lost it already. I don't think Southampton have, for 1 minute, been in fear of us today. I don't think Burnley did either on Tuesday. And I know we beat Bournemouth. Was it 3 days after the City game? But they were They were quite unlucky to lose that. I think they felt they deserved a point. It was a good 3 points for us, but we weren't very good in it.
Ashley Young's got a free kick here. Akshay says after Man City defeat we are struggling. We are. It's all gone downhill from then.
I agree with Dina Gold. Play the kids. Don't care what anyone says. It can't be any worse. It can't be any worse.
I think we need that hunger back in the side. When you play the youngsters, they're fearless, aren't they? And I think that's probably what this team needs: an injection of a couple of youth players in there to maybe even show the seasoned pros like Aris Dunn. Shot by Mickey, straight at the goalie. Anonymous Prankers says we are in decline unless we don't spend big money. We need to spend big, mate. That's a certainty. Jamie Roberts says we're being outplayed. Yeah. Standard second half from United, I think.
Tyrone Williams, what's happened to? Well, he's retracted it now. Maybe he'll come back. Richard Humphrey says this is Lukaku's best game. Nigel Jones, your favourite takeaway food, guys? I like Indian. You see, it's already started. Thanks for the contribution. I'd love a Chinese at the moment, but I go through phases.
So I'm like you, mate. I alternate between Indian and Chinese and pizza every week.
Depends what mood I'm in. I do like. Right now I'd like a Chinese, but sometimes, like before Christmas, I was really into Indian food. So.
Kwame agrees with me. Need the kids to come in with their hunger. Bench all the usual starters we don't need on a day. Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think I think see an elbow there from Ashley Young in the gut somewhere.
I think you know what? I think if that's any other game this weekend, it never gets spotted. But because it's Manchester United, that will be going to the FA, and he'll probably get a ban for that. Because the ref hasn't seen it, so they can do retrospective action. But that sort of thing will happen in loads of games this weekend. But because it's United, they never miss it.
A great first-time ball in there from Ashley Young on the right-hand side. And the only person that's in there waiting is Mata, smallest player on the pitch.
Yeah, I agree. Andrew Lyman, Luke Shaw's played really well.
Beastmaster says we need 6 players.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. I'd probably say 6 to 8 by the time everyone goes that he's not going to sign a new contract.
So we'll put a lot of crosses in today.
Yeah. It's no good though, Mark, because unless they're low, Rashford hasn't got the beating of the centre-backs on the height. It's almost like we still think Lukaku's on the pitch.
Lewis Christen says we move the ball too slow. It's start, stop all the time, no fluidity. Yeah, spot on. We don't cause the opposition any. They're never not in position because we don't move the ball quick enough. They're never panicked. Where you watch some, I mean, obviously it's easy to use City because they're top, but you watch a defence against City and they're always panicked because the ball's moving around so quick and players are moving around so quick that they can't keep their shape. Against United, it's so easy to defend and keep your shape, and you're never under any pressure.
You know, Mkhitaryan's just done his best bit of football I've seen him do in ages, and that's track back down the left hand side, nick the ball off in our corner area, and play it out. Probably the most energy you'll use all afternoon.
Booking for Lingard. I didn't think it was a yellow card, to be honest. Dived into a tackle.
I suppose it's intent, isn't it? See Martial in the background there, though, warming up and down the sideline.
I think if Martial doesn't come on, we're not going to win this game. I mean, I'm not saying we'll win it with him anyway because he's only one player, but
it's what he brings, though, Mark, isn't it? When he comes on, it's the flair and the ability that he has. You know, we don't seem to have no one in this team, well, throughout the team, that has the same sort of skill set that he has.
Well, Spurs put 5 past these 3 days ago.
AGS 911 says we're missing Fellaini. We're missing that option. I wouldn't say we're missing him as a player, but we miss the option.
I think this proves my points about Lingard as well. I think he's a good squad player, but we're only playing Southampton at home, and his impact on this game has been average.
Yeah.
You know, he's a good squad player, but he's certainly not. He's not the solution to us winning titles or, you know, fighting for a title. Lingard as number 10 is a squad player, and that's the problem with Manchester United in general. This is too many average players. Smith Ting says, would love to see Martial play alongside Rashford, 2 strikers. Another crap cross from Mkhitaryan.
Yeah.
There's going to be videos on Twitter today of all these crosses, and it won't even take rival fans to do it. It'll be United fans doing it.
if Jose's playing him and put him in the shop window, I don't think it's worked.
His price has gone down.
No one's going to want him, are they?
There's only half an hour left. Bloody hell.
It's bad, isn't it? I mean, just over 15 minutes into the second half here, and I don't even recall us having a shot in the second half here. Goal. Oh, yes, we did, didn't we? Mkhitaryan's one. Yeah.
I think it's gonna. I think this game's going to end in 3 possibilities: 1-0 Southampton, 1-0 Manchester United, or 0-0.
I'm going to stick with the original, mate. I think it's going to be a draw, just a 0-0 draw.
Jared says that Jose's playing Mkhitaryan as a big FU to the board. There will be fan cams tonight, Tommy. There will be fan cams tonight. We've got Ross is there. He's at the game. Be interested to see what he's got to say. I mean, I don't want us to lose, but I'm sure he'll have a pop at them if we do.
Which do you think's more important, Mark? The winger or the number 10?
To be honest with you, I don't think Manchester United should be should have to pick. I think they should go and get both. I think they're so important. To be honest with you, I'd probably say the number 10. Martial's coming on. It's surely going to be Mkhitaryan.
If it isn't, well, and Mourinho, I think, is...
I know Mourinho would be bloody matter.
Yeah. Good punch by De Gea there. He's took the tumble, though. He's got something in the gut there, probably an elbow.
Probably winded.
That's from his own player. I think it's Phil Jones got in the way. Yeah.
Yeah, Yoshida didn't touch him.
Oh, yeah.
I think he's just winded himself. Yeah, it is Mkhitaryan off. For God's sake. Never do that again, Jose, please.
No. I think that's him done, to be honest. If he's here till the end of the season, he can only be used as an option off the bench. He can't start another game.
Well, exactly. I think a few people say now Mkhitaryan's on, we'll win this game, and I wouldn't go that far because he's only one man. But if we can get him up against their fullbacks a bit, hopefully we'll see a better United.
Now we've just got to hope we give it to Martial so he can do something. Great control by Matic there in the middle.
Here we go.
Here we go. Let's go on, kid. Get him. That's a foul.
Yeah, free kick. Step forward, won't matter. I mean, even though that bit of play breaks down from Martial, he creates a free kick in a dangerous situation.
I think it all comes down to him being so direct, doesn't it?
Yeah, I love Martial. He's my favourite player. Don't let Rashford take the free kick. It's got to be Mata.
Or Young. What? I'd favour Ashley Young for this one.
Yeah, just don't let Rashford take it. It's my message.
I think it's a little bit... Mind you, I don't know.
You could clip it round the... Do my FIFA free kick. Click it round the wall. Better instantly, says Jamie Roberts. Yeah, I'd agree. Pat Price says, Jose out, manager from Napoli, and doesn't even know the name of the manager he wants.
Ashley Young. Oh,
I thought I was going in. Got it well. It's a corner. Yeah. I think the deflection made it look a better shot than it was. What offside? My shirt pulling. Oh dear. What we got? 24 minutes left.
Yeah, hopefully Martial can spark some sort of revival or something from United, because it's been so lacklustre. You know, these players, they're on big money, big money, and they think playing like this is okay for Manchester United. Not at all. Oh, here we go. Lindelof, mop it up. There we go. Good bit of covering from Lindelof there. I think it was Jones that slipped. Martial turn. Oh, unlucky. But at least we've actually got more of a threat now down this left-hand side. Cole T says if Jose out, Simeone in.
It's 0-0, Mo.
Yeah.
So sure, come on. That should have been a lot quicker than that.
Corner again.
The corner and a waste of bloody time. We can't score from corners, especially without Fellaini and Smalling and Lukaku. We've got no height, really. That's why we're always trying to play the short one, isn't it?
Yeah. It just seems pretty pointless putting a high ball into the box because the height just isn't there, apart from Matic and Pogba. Yeah, the height is gone. Good bit of hassle in there from Matic. Right. Now look at the space out on the right hand side. Look, what? Why isn't Ashley Young getting down that right hand side calling for it? Get the ball out there to him.
Lukaku's probably out for 6 days, Jamie. That's what we're hearing because of the head injury. He's probably concussed. So, come on, United. Let's just at least get the scrapper win. I don't even care at this point. We can't not win this game. We're down to 3rd if we don't.
Matic again. Another long shot.
That's just desperate. He's done that twice now.
Oh, dear. Rubbish. John Stimpson says there is a common denominator as to why we have an entire squad playing so poorly, and his name is Jose. They don't want to play for him. I think the players want to play for him. We're missing just key personnel.
Well done, Lingard.
Yeah. Bad pass though. So I think at this stage of the game, mate, any goal will do, won't it?
Yeah.
Their midfielder there, just gone through two of our midfielders. Oh, dangerous ball in. I'll tell you what, Southampton, they're really coming at us now. Header over. Looks like we're going into desperate times territory now.
Man of the match so far says ultimate. Well, I think probably people like Luke Shaw, wouldn't it? Matt has done okay, but when you're struggling, it's because the performance hasn't been as good as it should be. Where is Pogba? Says Toma Free. Second half, very quiet. He's an £89 million player, and at the start of the season in November, he looked like that. The last few weeks, he just doesn't look it.
Martial's in. Oh, lucky. Oh.
He'll get booked for that.
Yeah, he's bound to. Yeah. Very desperate. Very desperate. And
well, I said it at half time. If we do, even if we draw this game, you've got to take it as a loss, because for the simple reason, 3 points from Leicester, Burnley and Southampton, which is 9 points, 3 from 9, it's basically, we may as well have won 1 and lost 2.
Yeah.
It's not good. I think Burnley, potentially people were like, well, Burnley are quite high up in the league and we were 2-0 down, and Leicester, well, we threw it away. But this game, 3 in a row against teams you should be beating, it's unacceptable. You've got to take it as a loss. You have to. And I'd argue with anybody who thinks it's okay to draw this game. It's not. 0-0 or 1-1 or whatever it ends up, it's a loss. We've got to win this game.
Considering we got home advantage as well,
I don't see the urgency.
Yeah, Matic just give it away in the box there. Corner at Southampton. Yeah, seeing as we're playing at home, the urgency, the intent is not there. Knowing the results already from the Chelsea and the Liverpool game, we should be playing better than this. This is pedestrian-like football. It really is. Corner coming in. Out by Rashford. But again, Southampton are picking up second balls. Couple of people saying Europa League, here we come. We're not out of the Champions League.
No, I think they mean like we'll get knocked out of the Champions League and we'll be coming in 6th in the league.
Tadic is playing with Phil Jones there in the corner.
They'll be fancying their chances, they will.
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, to be honest, if you didn't know any better, it looks like United's the away team, eh?
Well, Ferenc Kuhn just says there, something's broken. It is.
I think the only thing that could spark some life into this team is a couple of players in January. I can't see anything else that can change.
It has suddenly gone very, very wrong.
I mean, when you got 76,000 plus in the stadium.
And all we've got to warm up off the bench is Herrera.
Yeah.
Bloody
and
shocking.
He's not even an attacking player, is he, really?
No. But we've got 20 minutes to go. 20 minutes to go, and all we've got on the bench is Herrera.
Right, the only possible thing he could do is take off defender and get Herrera on and switch to the 3-5-2. Lindelof, Jones, Shaw at the back. Probably take Matic off, knowing him. Shot charge, cross charge down from Luke Shaw. Right, here we go. By Southampton as well, this is a worry. They're having a lot of possession in our half. Now we're chasing shadows.
They'll definitely be up for this now.
Yeah, absolutely chasing shadows. I mean, there's so much space in the middle there that, I mean, dangerous. Shot by Tadic, goes wide. I think, yeah, like Ferreira comes on, mate, the only thing that can change is formation. Come on, Martial, run at him. Go on, wiggle through. Rashford, no,
why didn't he hit it? Oh, why didn't he hit it with his left foot? That was just, I don't know what he was doing there. Just perfectly fell on his left foot. Unbelievable. Good determined run by Martial. Well, they're bringing 2 attackers on.
Yeah, Gabriel Dingley's coming on.
I don't care whether Rashford's got a left foot or not there. It was just there to be swung at. Just hit it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you're only a couple of yards out, aren't you? Just go for it.
Not long left though. Oh dear, oh dear. I mean, what's let's just a bit of a straw poll really. What's people's thoughts and what's your thoughts, Marcus? If this does end up in a draw, I mean, is it worthy of people being ranting and melting down? I mean, I sort of feel that it is because the accumulation of bad results of draws is not good enough. They pretty much add up to a loss now.
Yeah, I mean there is. There are reasons to moan about it. Of course, there is. The performances in the last 3 games have not been good at all. The players, I think it's not just the players, but I also think it's Jose as well. But in fairness, to some aspects of Jose's reign, that he hasn't got the players that he wants. He can only make do with what he has. But again, he's got to take some of the blame for this. I think there is a cause for concern. Performances have not been good, and now Lukaku's out for 6 days. If we drop points in the next couple of games, it could be a worrying sign because we could be in a top 4 battle then. We pretty much had second place nailed on 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, I agree.
And all of a sudden, it's just gone downhill.
We've had like 1 million crosses as well, haven't we, today? It's the same old shit, to be honest.
Yeah. But again, we're putting all those crosses into the bottom. Shane Long's going off. That's a plus. But, Gabbiadini's coming on in his replacement. But yeah, we're pumping so many crosses into the box. But they've either been too high or too long. Rashford's not the tallest lad, but I mean the difference in this game has been Martial. As soon as he's come off, he's so good at going forward with the ball, and he can make something out of nothing. But I mean, Mourinho, he just looks lost on the sideline. He hasn't got an answer to it.
Well, it's not. We don't look like in this second half that we've done anything to win it. There's no urgency there.
We know the Chelsea result. We know the Liverpool result. Why aren't we going out? We're at Old Trafford, God's sake. Why are we? Where's the passion from the players here? In order to get the crowd up, the players have got to put on a performance, and they're not doing it. So you can't blame it on the crowd. The players can't blame it on the crowd or Mourinho to say they were too quiet, because we can't exactly get excited about this sort of football. So the blame, for me, stands firmly at the manager and the players. Give us something to cheer about. Give us some exciting football. Have a shot or something. Do something. For Christ's sake. You've got 10 minutes left. Ashley Young, we've got a free kick here out the right hand side. It could.
Here we go.
Could. It's in.
Yes.
Rafi, is it offside?
No,
offside.
Bloody
Offside. But that's just our luck at the minute, isn't it?
Scrappy, isn't it? Cross comes in. Pogba's miles off.
Yeah, he is off. Yeah.
He's looking down the line as well. That's the frustrating thing. He is offside. There's no point bloody lying, making out you weren't. You were offside. Deal with it.
And for me, that's probably the only notable thing he's done the whole game. But I mean, it's not just him. It's everyone. Every single one of them. They just don't seem to be pulling their weight at the minute. And we could probably say the only reason why we're not losing is because of De Gea with 2 cracking saves.
Yeah. No urgency from the players. Yes, I agree. Oh, we've had Matthew thinks made a contribution. If the recent games don't send a big message to the board to let Mourinho spend money in January, then I don't know what will. I think the thing is, I'm starting to think it's bigger than that now. I felt that even after the Man City result, when we were comfortably second, like Marcus said, I still think that was a big wake up to the call to the board that we need to go and spend buy players. What I'm thinking now is, bloody hell, what is going wrong?
It's a real shame that
we're struggling to beat Southampton at home, and Southampton are 3 points off relegation.
Yeah, I mean, you would have thought the board would have took notice of the amount of points we are behind first place, and if we draw this and they win, City win tomorrow, so it's 17 points before the new year. That is a hell of a gap at Christmas, a hell of a gap. And it should show the board the difference between the two sides. Open your eyes, Glazers. I think probably Woodward's had enough turkey already. Get your ass off your chair. Get out there and get some deals done.
Stop nicking my jokes.
Well, was that yours, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. When did you say that then?
I tweeted it out the other day.
Oh, sorry.
You must have subconsciously nicked it.
I didn't even realise. Apologies. But get up and do something.
This is shocking. This is really bad. Really bad. We're not even pressing them, says Chad. Midfield is poor, says Abbas. Well, I think Pogba's been poor today. He's miles offside. I don't know why they're even playing it back. The worst thing about it is, why is he offside? Because he's looking down the line. He must know he's offside. I think it was going in anyway. The worst thing about it is, I think it was bloody going in. Michael Hickson's just said it. So not only does Pogba know he's offside, he bloody goes and passes it in as well. Somebody just said the keeper touches it, so it's not offside. I don't know. I don't know how that works. You might be right.
Oh, dear.
Man U Stu, these players are just not good enough. I got a lot of stick after the Burnley game because I said about Lingard, well done, but he's not good enough. Oh, he's brilliant. This, that, and the other. What's he done today against Southampton, who are 3 points off the relegation? I'm not saying he's been terrible. He's been okay, but that's the number 10 position. The number 10 position is the most important attacking position in the team. What's Lingard done today? Nothing. I was hoping he was going to get the ball and score then. The happiest I'd be.
Yeah. Very poor performance. Lethargic, clueless. Final ball's not been good. No creativity, even though we've got creative players out there. No fight in the team. They just seem totally dejected. Like they've had, the wind's been knocked, like you said earlier, the wind's knocked out of them.
Mindstorm says season's over already. I think the season's not over by a long shot. It's not going to be the way we wanted it to be. We're not going to be fighting for a title, but I tell you what, we're definitely going to be fighting for the top 4. And we'll definitely look back on these 3 games, Leicester, Burnley and Southampton, especially the 2 home games where where it looks like we're going to take 2 points from 6 and say, the worst thing is that this Southampton team, if they were at Anfield, they were at Stamford Bridge, they were at Wembley, or they were at Wembley 3 days ago, and Spurs put 5 past them. City, they'd get absolutely smashed off the park, and we can't even score. Just hitting long balls now.
Yeah. Still got a good 5-6 minutes left. I just seem to have given up. And what happened to the days of playing until the final whistle? You know, keep attacking. Yeah, Southampton have got it on the right hand side here. They've got 3 players in space and no one's picking them up. Oh, there we go. Who's got that? So I think with points dropped here today, I think it's definitely top 4 is all we can look forward to, I think, in terms of the Premier League. I dread to think how we're going to play on Monday. I certainly think Everton's going to be a tougher game than this.
88 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, we could still nick it at the end, but I think the problem is I just haven't seen any urgency from United at all. I mean, I think Matt has played well today, and I know it's a subtle position that he plays, but I just wonder whether Lukaku, if he'd stayed fit, actually we might have won this game, because there has been a lot of crosses into the box.
Yeah.
Good ball. Natter. Martial.
Martial.
Cross comes in, it's a good cross. Oh. Who's picking up the second ball though? It's Southampton on the break.
Ashley Young, another hopeless ball into the box. No one's there.
Martial, good cross. Yeah. You've got to attack that, Rashford. He doesn't want to attack the cross, does he? He just wants it on a plate.
So coming up to the 90-minute mark.
Yamor says, why do we cross so much? I think on the evidence of this game, you probably got quite a good point. Why do we cross so much?
Oh, hang on, ring. Right. Oh.
Again, this player's taking a touch in the box. Lingard this time.
Those cross charge.
Well, how long is he going to add?
Yeah. It's that 3 minutes.
Fucking 3 minutes. It's not enough. We're not even committing that many players forward, are we, really?
No. Got 3 in the box.
Rashford. I think Rashford's got to grab that better there.
Yeah, desperation times now. Even Fergie don't look happy.
It must be the worst retirement he ever thought it would be. You know, he's not had any success to sit and watch, and I think he's watched nearly every United game since he's retired, and every bloody year's been a nightmare.
You know what, there's probably something very simple he could do, right? Just walk into that dressing room and give them a good old-fashioned dig at them, and that would probably change the whole mood and spirit of the team. Just give them a good rollicking, good talking to. It's like the old days.
Who would be your man of the match, Marcus? There's still time.
You know what, I'm going to go for De Gea.
Yeah, made 2 world-class saves, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. I think, not for him, but we could have quite easily ended up losing this. 2 fantastic saves. He's there again when called upon. Matters in here, across the box. Martial get it across that corner. I think Mata's done well. I think Luke Shaw's had a decent game as well. But yeah, De Gea for me with the 2 saves.
Well, Wesley Hout has won man of the match according to BT. I think he's the one who did.
He did Lukaku in, didn't he?
Yeah. Well, we've got 30 seconds left. I don't think we're getting anything today, folks.
It's really poor, really poor from United. I mean, the players that started the game, you know, there's enough in that team to at least score a goal, at least. And it's not happened, man. What is going on here?
And a contribution from David Carey. Mark, what is Jose's half-time team talk? There's no flair to attack. It's like, take what we got. It's a joke. Thanks for the contribution, David. Thanks for coming on, Marcus.
No worries, mate. Pleasure as always. Thanks for everyone in the comments, and Happy New Year to you all.
I'm going to do my match reaction. The match reaction stream is the link in the video description, or you can go through the home page. It's called Goldbridge Rant, and it will be a rant. So I'll see you there in 60 seconds. Link in the video description, top line, or go through the home page. That's a loss. That is a loss, everybody. But more in 60 seconds. I'll see you in a moment. Thanks for coming on, Marcus.
No worries, mate. No problem. Probably looking at about 6 to 8 weeks, all right?
Yeah, I'll send you a message in a bit once I'm sorted in.
Okay, all right, mate. Speak to you later.
Speak to you in a bit. Cheers, pal.
All right, bye.